tail and freaking watch this game tonight. I cannot wait. Cannot wait.
Nikola Jokic being back does so much. So you got the bad news about Aaron Gordon, which stinks, but now you're getting Nikola back. And I told Cecil the little blessing in disguise here of it's rare, it's few and far between, but there's going to be some nights, we've all seen them, where we get through the first half and you look up and you go, Joker only has 2 shots. Why is he not engaged tonight? Now there's a dude, number 27, that goes, you're not doing it? Come with me, guys. Yeah. Let me do it, and I'll do the heavy lifting because he's done that for the last 16 games.
Totally. Bet odds before you get going. What are we doing here? Jokic is back. Are we? I mean, we know you. We know Z how you do it. We know your little formula.
Well,
all stars coming back. I know it's exciting, but what are we doing with this?
Yeah. So historically, and I'm not gonna follow my edict, but I think I mentioned it to you guys I just did recently. When in my sports gambling philosophy, when a superstar player is coming back, bet against the team that's getting their star back as they try to reconfigure and reshuffle how to play. That might be even to a crazier degree with Jokic because the sun is just dropping back in the middle of the solar system. So, I don't know how this is going to go.
It's warmth. We're seeing it.
But I here's what I know. 3 hours ago, before this news was announced, the Denver Nuggets were a 6.5 point underdog. It's down to 2.5.
They're still an underdog.
They're still an underdog. It looks like they're getting 2.5 points.
Okay.
Here's what else I know.
There's my investment.
Well, here's what else I know.
A hot Clippers team.
1 hour ago, it was Nuggets getting 1.5 points. Now Nuggets are getting 2.5 points. My sports radar thing says someone out there, whether it's a big fish or a big syndicate, followed the same edict that I normally do and put money on the Clippers when the line shrunk, and now the Nuggets went from 1.5 point underdog to 2.5 point underdog. Someone hit that number and is thinking the Clippers are going to win here in Denver tonight.
You just kind of said something right there. You're not going to follow your.
No, I'm not going to bet against the Nuggets.
Okay.
No, and I'm not going to bet against Jokic. I'll just enjoy the game.
I think that tonight, enjoy tonight, and then Sunday. Sunday is going to be incredible.
And it's Sunday night.
And it's NBC.
On NBC.
It's the national television. The whole world will be watching. There's no football to interfere. It's the 2 best teams in the Western Conference that can win the Larry O.B. are playing Sunday night with Nikola Jokic in the lineup.
Dude, come on. That's cinema. That's cinema. Get your popcorn. And here's the other thing. Oklahoma City has just been okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They've just been okay. 6-4 in their last 10. J-Dub, their all-NBA performer who we saw in the NBA Finals dropping 40 points in a game, he's got a hamstring. He's not going to be available for the foreseeable future. It's a serious hamstring injury, much like Aaron Gordon's. So, I'm not saying you can make a push for the 1 seed because
they're only 5.5 out.
I mean,
and you're getting Joker back.
And you're getting Joker back, and it's a full game swing on Sunday.
Yeah.
1 whole game swing.
Right. So I would still say OKC will probably finish with the 1 seed, but the fact that it's within striking distance, I think, is really the point and a testament to. 10-6. Phil,
hey, come on now.
10-6.
Come on.
10-6
without Jokic. I'm so excited about. It's 2-man game. What does that look like? Jamal Murray has been on fire. And it's hey, my partner in crime, he's been out, but I got this. I can get the separation. I can make the hard shots. Z, and you brought it up so many times throughout Jamal Murray's career. It's the way, the angles, the type of the shots that he's able to create. And it's the bend is crazy, and the shots go in. It's crazy to see. But also with Jokic, what is he going to do for Mr. Payton Watson? How does that look back in the mix with everything? This is what it's all about. Getting the big man back, getting Jokic back in action. Man, let's go.
Come on. And then they get a win last night, which I thought was an important win. Brooklyn had already beaten you. They're an Eastern Conference team, so you play them twice. Yep. Once there, once here. And it looked like for a second that the Nets could steal that game. The Nuggets were up 15 points at halftime, and next thing you know, it's a tie game in the fourth quarter. And so the fact that Jamal Murray woke up the way that he did, because he really, he had a good start to the game.
He did.
He had a good start. It was really fun. Him and MPJ going at each other.
I don't like you. I don't like you either. Okay, let's go.
They were trading shots, trading highlights. That was really fun to see. But then Jamal really got out of sync. But down the stretch of that game, when they needed him the most, he became the best version of himself. So you have a game where MPJ goes crazy, and I told you, I said he's going to play well
for
tonight.
Sure, but 38 points.
30. That's one shy of his career high. I mean, he almost had a career high in his first game back in Denver. He played so well, but when the game was hanging in the balance, and it was a clutch win defined by less than 5 minutes left and within a 5-point margin, and MPJ missed some huge shots down the stretch.
Haven't we seen that before?
We have. And Jamal Murray made some huge shots down the stretch.
Haven't we seen that before?
So MPJ, I mean, he gets a bit of a moral victory going crazy back in Denver, and in some ways I'm happy for him that he got that moment and the Nuggets won. So it's kind of like, okay, good for him. He was a great Nugget. But they lose, the Nets lose, Nuggets win. But when the game hung in the balance, one guy was the steady Eddie version of himself that he wasn't in the previous 2 quarters, and MPJ could not finish the job.
Z, I'm curious, man. Tim Hardaway Jr. says something about MPJ, and he said MPJ knows the baskets, right? I've never thought about it like that. Is there something to that? Where it's like the baskets at each arena are different. MPJ has been here for so long. I guess I didn't think about that.
No, not materially,
Okay.
but psychologically, yes. Now, back in the day, in the 70s, 80s, and maybe even some in the 90s, there would be different tightness levels of the rims.
Okay.
That and I remember this playing on a soft rim in a like a state sectional game in high school and figuring it out in warm-ups, like, oh, this is a soft rim. Soft rim, your chances of making a bucket probably go up 10, 12% per time. Tight rim, it's like it's going to reject and bounce off,
Okay.
And so, but nowadays, everything has to be so standard that if you go to an NBA game early, you will see, and they have to do it by the NBA bylaws, they go out there on a ladder and they measure that thing. They put a level on the ring. On the rim, you have to be there, I don't know, 2 hours early, say. And I don't even know if fans can be there. I'm speaking from a media member, and sometimes I forget when I'm in the building and when fans can be in the building. But they will go and measure, and everything is buttoned up. But that doesn't mean that psychologically that confidence matters. You made the 3rd most threes in the history of the Denver Nuggets, and more than half of them came at home.
For sure.
So it's just good energies. You play in the Chargers, right? It's just like you have a good association.
Yeah, you're just feeling it. And for some reason, when I was in college, it was the Arizona teams, the Sun Devils, the Wildcats. I would go crazy on their butts.
Yep.
And I don't know why, man. Just a great feel.
Yeah, it's just good. It's just good energy. So, man, this is awesome. This made my day. I cannot wait to watch the Joker back in action tonight. And we'll certainly circle back to this story that kind of came out of nowhere in the best kind of way. All right, there's one Denver Bronco that suddenly feels like a must for next season, yet his future is a bit unclear. That's next.
The Broncos have fired offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi.
We take the next step today.
With a rising star like Davis Webb waiting in the wings, is Sean Payton clearing the path to keep his talented QB coach in Denver? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Welcome to guided meditation. Close your eyes. You're at the beach. The seagulls are calling. You take out your iPhone 16e you got from Cricket and use Apple Intelligence to clean up that selfie you just took. It's a good one. You send it to your friends instantly thanks to reliable nationwide 5G. They're totally jealous. Get iPhone 16e for $49.99 when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Requires new line on the Supreme Unlimited plan. First service charge and tax due at sale. $25 activation fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See store for details.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
New year, new you, new. It's January at Castle Rock Autoplex, and we're exhausted from all these amazing deals. Get it? Exhausted? Ford, Chevy, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram. We've got more choices than you've got resolutions you're about to break. Why hit the gym when you can hit the lot? That new car smell burns 0 calories, but feels way better. Castle Rock Autoplex, where your New Year's resolution's finally one you'll keep. Beep, beep, baby. Let's do this.
Between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
1877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. Hey, I got a real cool story I wanted to share with you. Many years ago, my lovely wife Kimberly wrote down a prayer that said, God, make me a lighthouse so I can be a light to others when they're in a dark place. She filed that card away both in her heart and her prayer box. And then about 3 years ago, I asked my wife to leave her job in corporate America and come help me open up 303 Law 4040. And she absolutely loves it. She really feels like helping other people when they are hurting and don't know what to do is her calling. So here's the really cool part. A few weeks ago, a client came in to pick up a check and said to Kim, I really want to thank you. You were a lighthouse to me when I was in a dark place. It gave me chills when Kim told me that. If you've been hurt in an accident, it really is our honor to help you in your time of need. Call us anytime at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. That's 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider, Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and here on a Friday, January 30th. We have so much to get to on what is an exciting day in Denver sports. What up, Phil?
Woo! What's going on?
Man, oh man.
You got a little extra pep in your step after you heard the news about Yoke.
I legitimately do.
The sun's back.
Yeah,
it's cold.
Yes. Like, he is my Denver sports king.
I mean, the man puts in work. He was having the season of a lifetime, literally the best season of his career, which is insane to say.
Should be impossible for a 3-time MVP.
And now we get to see our man back in action here soon. It's fun to watch. Now, what does it look like? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. This is the first time Jokic has ever missed this much time.
Ever, which is remarkable because he's been in the league for nearly a decade.
Man.
The guy, and you've heard me say it a bunch, the most taken for granted thing in Denver sports is Jokic's availability. And we just got a taste of what it feels like without him, and I thought it was going to taste like feces, but it was
pretty good. Bubblegum.
Not bad. But certainly
a piece of corn.
Certainly we don't want to move forward without this guy.
No.
So I am it actually has put a pep in my step. And it's Friday.
Yes.
Right? Going into a weekend that's supposed to be beautiful. I have 9 holes of golf planned with me and my 7-year-old.
Oh, look at you. Is this the last game? You're a coach, right?
For the regular season.
Last game of the regular season, then you got some playoffs.
Yep. We'll have playoffs, and we'll get dispatched pretty quickly.
That one quick.
But no, I love my team. Every little kid has gotten better, but so winding the season down, and I'm ready for it to be over.
Yeah.
It's been a long year, and just going into a great weekend, and you get the Joker back, and you got prime time against Oklahoma City on a Sunday night on NBC to finish out the weekend. You get to come in here on Monday at 2:00 and talk about it. I mean,
life is good.
And the further we move away from the Broncos loss, I'm trying to remember how I came in here on Monday, and so the sun keeps coming up. Broncos have a huge offseason. What a wacky week for the Broncos, though.
Man, drama felt, right? It's somewhere like, my guessing if it was up to the Denver Broncos, they would want to erase this week.
Definitely.
What do you like? What's the little? Is it the neutralizer?
No, the neuralizer from Men in Black.
They wish that they can neuralize all our asses.
Just look right here.
What just happened? Bo Nix and Sean Payton are on great terms.
No one got fired.
We're in the Super Bowl.
It really did feel like a wacky week for a team that was just in the NFL's Final Four, the AFC Championship game. Without their starting quarterback, they're going to get let off the hook by everyone. And then this week felt calamitous with 3 people fired, and you may lose Davis Webb, and your quarterback is taking aim at the coach. I mean, it was a week.
The interior coaches getting hired as offensive coordinators now that I'm sure we're going to talk about later. I mean, it's been a crazy week for the Denver Broncos.
There's no doubt. And, I wanted to bring up one guy here specifically. And I said going into the last break, there's a Bronco that suddenly feels like a must for next season, yet his future is unclear. I'm talking about restricted free agent Jaquan McMillan, who really blossomed this year in a way that I know I did not see coming. I didn't think he was going to start. We made the silly bet. I had to buy a Shedeur Sanders perfect timing shirt because I thought the first rounder was going to play. Well, the first rounder, and we're going to talk more about him on Monday, but with J-Mac specifically, the Denver Broncos were top 3 in the NFL when it came to completion percentage allowed in the slot.
Yeah.
And
lockdown.
That's sort of where J-Mac lives. And he was so impressive. And George Payton was asked about him earlier this week on a potential extension candidate.
Yeah, he's a restricted. Great story. J-Mac, we got him as a college free agent. And I remember his first year, we started him outside against the Chargers in the last game of the year. And I'm just like, oh, man, he's 5'9". He's going to play outside against his receivers. And he played a great game, and you're like, wow, maybe we have something here. And then he's just gotten better, run game, pass game. We're going to work through that, as a staff, in that deep dive and kind of go through that and just keep that in-house.
All right, so obviously he's not going to spill any beans.
Yeah.
But I would like to imagine that J-Mac is going to be a Bronco here moving forward, but restricted free agent, he can get other offers. Broncos have to match. There may be some real offers that come in for J-Mac.
You see me shake my head, right? I was a part of the undrafted free agent where you can tender somebody or not, and George was part of that. For some odd reason, George, it's hard for George to want to tender somebody or want to pay a person that has been a restricted free agent. That's why I'm shaking my head. For J-Mac, he's outplayed a contract.
Definitely.
So somebody may come in here and give that man, let's just say, I don't know what nickels are going to make now, but like let's say $30 million. 3 years, $30 million. Let's make it easy. Do the Denver Broncos really want to pay that for a nickel?
Right.
That's the first thing that you think of.
When you just drafted at the position in the very first round.
That's another thing. It's like, let's not act like they're happy upstairs that Jaquan McMillan did what he did because they wanted the first-round draft pick to play. Let's be real. Jahdae Barron was the crystal that Sean Payton was talking about. But then Jaquan McMillan has something up his sleeve where it's like, no, I'm going to play the best football of my career, and I'm going to force you guys to make a decision.
In a contract year.
So what I'm thinking is the Denver Broncos are going to say, okay, hopefully somebody asks for $30 million. We can match it if we want. Do they really want to? My guessing is no. They want to see what Jahdae Barron can do. So now they're saying, hey, Jaquan, go there, get your money, no ill will, and everybody's happy. Now, if somebody lowballs Jaquan McMillan, then maybe they will match it. But I don't think George and Sean are happy as much as they're saying that Jaquan McMillan had this great season. I think they want Jahdae Barron to take Jaquan McMillan's place.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. I don't think that the Denver Broncos match what Jaquan McMillan is going to make.
Really?
Yeah, I think that they want that to happen so they can get rid of Jaquan McMillan, but have a reason why he's making too much money at nickel.
Wow. Well, be careful what you wish for, because, and again, we'll get more into it on Monday, but there's a reason that Jahdae Barron wasn't on the field.
Indeed, there is.
And so I don't think this went according to plan.
Exactly.
And it was a good kind of blessing, like you put on a pair of jeans and you reach in the pocket. It's like, oh, there was a 20 in there. Oh, from that concert, right? And that was kind of J-Mac. They didn't see this coming. And you don't want to get into a situation next year where you're wishing you had that guy. And you're like, man, this is because you're in, it's 2026 NFL football. You're in nickel half the time. So, and
that's VJ, right? If VJ's coming back, which it seems like he may end up coming back to be the defensive coordinator, he knows the system. Jaquan McMillan, this means that he would be in the system for 4 years. He'll be ready to go. You don't have to teach that man anything. But Jahdae Barron, that crystal, you want to see what that man could do with more reps. You want to be right as a general manager.
That's right.
And all George had to say is, we want him back. We'll try to figure out how we can make it work. But that's not what he said. He said we're going to keep it in-house. Because that's the type of feelings that George Margesson is having. He's having mixed emotions. Do I keep Jaquan McMillan, or do I go with Jahdae Barron and try to be right and force this? I like Jaquan McMillan. I want him to be a Denver Bronco. He made so many plays, 40 solo tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions, 1 to the house for a touchdown, 9 pass deflections, and you may let somebody else take him off your hands. I don't like it. I wish George would have just came out and said, we want to try to make something happen for Jaquan McMillan. Any player wants to hear those words.
Man, oh man, oh man. Well, this will be a fun or not so fun, depending on how you view it, a subplot to watch here in this Denver Broncos offseason. Can we put our finger on what led to one of the most let down seasons in recent Broncos memory? That's next.
The Broncos have fired offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi.
We take the next step today.
With a rising star like Davis Webb waiting in the wings, is Sean Payton clearing the path to keep his talented QB coach in Denver? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, gentlemen, fellas? If you've been dragging through your days, tired, gaining weight, losing motivation in the gym, not sleeping well, or just feeling off, you might be dealing with low T, low testosterone. It's more common than you think. Starting in your early 30s, men lose 2 to 3% of their testosterone every single year. It sneaks up on you, but suddenly, you're not the same guy you used to be. Low T can cause low libido, poor sleep, afternoon crashes, brain fog, and even bring up feeling of sadness or depression. But guys, here's the thing, you don't have to live that way. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic are here to help you out. They're experts in men's sexual health and low T treatment, and they've successfully treated tens of thousands of men that are dealing with the same thing you are. And now they're helping men go even further with 4 targeted body composition programs: GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PAD, and more, all designed to boost metabolism, improve recovery, increase energy, and accelerate fat loss. Most men who start treatment notice changes within just a few weeks: higher energy levels, better workouts, clearer focus, waking up refreshed, and that sex drive that we all deserve to have is significantly enhanced as well. And all I need you to do is go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com and take the simple 10-question quiz for the yes or no answers. Then what you're going to do is schedule a consult with them, and they're going to draw your blood and have the results within 30 minutes. And the appointment is just $99. And if you begin treatments the day of your appointment, the visit is free. Don't wait another year. There are 5 Colorado locations out there for you, and you can give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
All right, football fans. Foundation Kia wants you to catch a ride to the playoffs in an all-new Kia Sportage plug-in hybrid.
We got cars, yes we do!
With all-wheel drive, bold style, and smart tech that reads the field, this SUV is built for the mile high.
Woohoo!
Go Gridiron! Go big, big savings. Go Foundation. See us in Wheat Ridge or visit foundationkia.com and catch a ride.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. How about a New Year's resolution where the commitment takes just one day and yet the results last a lifetime? Address years of hair loss like I did with Dr. Tanya Pauls and Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment using your own natural hair. Advanced Hair restores your bald spot, receding hairline, or thinning, and they guarantee your new hair will grow for life. Celebrate the new year with a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Discover incredible savings at the Mountain High Appliance Clearance Center in Denver. I'm Brad Barnett, president of Mountain High Appliance. Our clearance center offers a huge selection of ranges, refrigerators, laundry, and more. Save up to 60% on open box, scratch and dent, display models, and overstocked appliances from Bosch, Thermador, KitchenAid, and many more. When you're looking for great deals on appliances, our clearance center is your go-to destination for the best prices and selection.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
Hey, what's up? It's Zach here. And if you're looking for your new go-to spot in Centennial, the Basketball Social House is it. Award-winning food and drinks, an incredible weekend brunch, and a brand new sports bar entertainment space where you can catch every Colorado game. Even if you're not playing, it's a great hang. But if you are, their private basketball suites are unreal. Full court, lounge, music, TVs, the whole setup. And because you're hearing this from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental. Just use code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, you're going to love this place.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code PLAN to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code PLAN to borrow up to $10,000. Use code PLAN to borrow up to $10,000.
A diamond is the oldest natural substance you will ever hold in your hand, created over 40 million years ago.
There are very few items of true value in the world that fit in the palm of your hand that also express our most powerful emotions.
And that's why a natural diamond from Williams Jewelers is the natural expression of your love. I'm Michelle Williams.
And I'm Bruce Williams. It's one of the most important purchases you will ever make.
And you're counting on us to help you get it right. So come get hands-on with Denver's most beautiful natural loose diamonds.
At Williams Jewelers, I still personally hand select every natural diamond we sell, from the finest diamond cutters in the world, direct to you, all at the guaranteed best price in the state.
Say, will you with Williams?
Where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Williams Jewelers in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue between Fillmore and Detroit, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Taco Bell's new Lux Value Menu has 10 indulgences, each $3 or less. That much Lux could have you expecting a maitre d' at the drive-thru. At participating Taco Bell stores while supplies last. Price of participation vary. Tax extra.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU Hockey skates with Minnesota Duluth with pregame starting at 6:30. Saturday morning on ESPN Denver 1600, DU Lacrosse faces Cleveland State with pregame starting at 11:30, followed by CSU basketball starting at 7. On 104.3 HD3, DU basketball faces Omaha with pregame starting at 1:30, followed by DU hockey skating with Minnesota Duluth in Game 2 starting at 5:30.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Can we put our finger on what led to one of the most let down seasons in recent Bronco memory.
Letdown season.
Yes.
Who we talking about?
Well, what Denver Bronco would I be talking about if I'm talking about one of the biggest letdown seasons in recent Bronco history? When you think of a player that had incredible expectations coming into the season, incredible expectations, incredible hype, and then the production just never came in any real way. Who am I talking about?
It has to be the one, the only, the Joker, Evan Ingram. That man was supposed to come in here and fireworks were supposed to be set off. I mean, a dynamic tight end that can block when you ask him to, that can run every route in the route tree, that can expand and stretch the football field, big body in the red zone. I thought that's what we were getting. Sean Payton being a lot more creative with his play calling because he has the next Jimmy Graham. That's what I thought was getting ready to come into this building, that facility over there, Evan Ingram. And man, Zach, boy, was I wrong. Was the Denver Broncos wrong for sitting out that message of a Joker? Was Evan Ingram wrong for putting out the Joker face? You know, like there was a lot of stuff that went down, but Evan Ingram did not do what he was supposed to do in his first year with the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, and you know, a lot was supposed to go down, but the thing that went down was his stock across the NFL and his production. I mean, dude, this was a 2-year, $23 million contract.
Show me the money.
I mean, that is a legit deal. It was one of the bigger signings of any tight end in free agency or of any skill position player in free agency. We thought it was a big deal that they got Evan Ingram. And remember, we were fearful when he left the facility.
He went to the Chargers.
And we're like, holy mother of God, they're going to lose out on this guy, and he's going to be in the division. You're going to have to square up with him twice a year. And
a Harbaugh offense that utilizes tight ends.
Right.
I mean, I was like, we have to get him back, Sean.
And it just never materialized at all. Ingram did not get to 500 yards. Ingram did not get to 2 touchdowns. He scored 1 more touchdown than I did. And he played in almost every game.
And he wasn't, remember, guys, the touchdown that Evan Ingram did score on, he wasn't the first read.
Or the second.
My guessing is he was the 4th read.
Yeah.
4th read, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes, from like the 4-yard line,
too. From the 4-yard line, and he had to strain to get into the end zone, and that was his only touchdown of the year. That's insane to think.
It really is. And he played 16 of the 17 games. I mean, yeah, can you try to, and I'm putting you on the spot a little bit here, but can you try to just summarize? And I don't know if there is an answer, honestly. I don't know if there's an answer, but could you try to put your finger on what went wrong or summarize?
Now, I don't know if I have the answer, but I feel like there's an answer to a lot of things out there. The thing when I watch Evan Ingram and Sean Payton call the plays, they're not on the same page. It seems like Evan Ingram wants to be down the middle of the field. And that's something that Sean loves to do anyway. He wants to throw down the middle of the field. Remember, that's his thing with his quarterbacks. Time, rhythm, processing, hitting that middle of the field, moving those chains. Well, with Evan Ingram, there wasn't a lot of that. Now, when Evan Ingram hit the middle of the field, he was a lot more successful, or some crossing routes, right? Going across the field where he could utilize his speed. So the only thing I can think of, Z, is Sean thought Evan Ingram was going to be this tight end that they could use on an every down basis. And Evan Ingram's not that tight end. Evan Ingram's a guy that he's better at receiving than blocking. So when Sean finally realized, okay, Evan's a liability in the run game, and every time I put him out there, everybody knows it's a pass, it's hard for us to run our plays. And that's why Adam Trotman started to get more run, right?
Yeah,
more tick.
Yeah, he did.
But with that being said, you still have to find a way to get a guy that you're paying a lot of money for involved. I think that Evan Ingram didn't help his case by dropping balls. But I think this goes on Sean Payton not being creative enough down the middle of the field to help open up Evan Ingram and Evan Ingram's game as a pass-catching tight end. They were not on the same page all year long.
No, and actually at one point on game day, and this can happen, we know this, it's a competitive, spirited environment, But on one game day, it kind of crossed over between those two.
It did.
Into something else where Sean Payton started talking about his body language. That's not tension on a game day over a play that wasn't executed the right way. When you start talking about someone's body language.
Yeah, I mean, it's something they went back and forth, and we know Sean likes to get after it with his players, and they can go back and forth and argue. But this one seemed like Evan was frustrated. He wanted the ball. Sean doesn't believe that Evan should get the ball first. Obviously, because he's not the first reading some of these plays, a lot of these pass plays. And so you have Evan Ingram sitting here saying, why won't you get me involved? But then when they do get Evan Ingram involved, he's not helping himself by catching the ball.
That's right.
And this is why I say they're not on the same page. You have a tight end that decided to sign here because he thinks that he's going to be utilized a lot more than he was at Jacksonville. You have a coach that has a vision for him, but then once the coach said, okay, the vision that I have for him is not coming true.
Right.
I'm going to go away from it. Now you have Evan Ingram that's upset. This is where I feel like Evan Ingram should have went to Bo and said, Bo, what can we do to get me involved? You're the quarterback. You have a chance to throw me the ball. And this is where trust has to be built. But it comes down to Sean Payton not utilizing Evan Ingram to his strength, and that's getting him in the middle of the field and stretching him across the field where he did it sometimes, right? We saw that a couple times against the Commanders. We saw it against the Chargers, that last game against the Chargers where Evan Ingram had that play across the field.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that Evan Ingram, it thrives in, is being a guy that he can stretch that football field. So if Sean decides he wants to keep Evan Ingram, they're going to have communication and get this ironed out so that they can move forward and Evan Ingram could be more explosive.
Here's Ingram on his contributions here this season.
A lot of the stuff, that was different, is out of my control. I can only do the most with the opportunities that I get. There are times where I had opportunities, there are times where they were a little slim. But yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things I learned is, always staying in the moment, being ready for when my number's called. Like I said, I do feel like I've made a lot of big plays this year that put us in great spots and, help the team and whatever. So, there were some tough moments in there. I felt like, I wanted to always contribute more. Every week I wanted to, contribute to the team. But yeah, a lot of that stuff is out of my control, and I kind of had to stop trying to figure out what that was and just focus on what I was asked to do.
A lot of that was out of my control, and I had to stop focusing on it.
What does that sound like?
It sounds like, well, if I'm going to be honest with you, he's not taking enough accountability. He's pointing in other directions of why things didn't go right for him. But here's what I know. You got a bunch of opportunity, man. You had 76 targets this year. 76. Now check this out. Who do you think is the most sure-handed wide receiver on the football team right now?
I would say Cortland Sutton.
Okay, I would not. I would say Pat Bryant.
I don't think Pat Bryant got enough receptions for me to say
Okay.
He's the most.
Okay, so like lack of sample
Yes.
size. Okay, so
I know that's your boo.
Well, he's just sure-handed. He just is. He dropped one ball all year.
But Z, the more catches you get, the more opportunities to drop the ball.
All right, we'll check this out. This will speak to the dynamics of this conversation because it's not about Sutton. I love Sutton, but he dropped way too many balls this year.
I agree.
Evan Ingram had 27 more targets than Pat Bryant. That is a lot. 27 more targets.
Yeah.
Pat Bryant played in less games. Tell me why Ingram had 27 more targets than Pat Bryant, but only finished with 83 more yards than Pat Bryant. That just speaks to these two guys, and this is more about Ingram. I'm using Pat Bryant as an example because he's just behind Ingram in receiving, 378 to 461. You had one guy that had 27 more opportunities, and the difference between you and him is less than 100 yards. It's 83 yards.
So what are you saying?
He just didn't maximize his minutes. He didn't maximize his opportunities.
I don't know, man.
He was top 3 in drop rate on the team.
I understand where you're coming at with that. Right? You have to drop the ball. You have to.
I think it was number
ball.
1 actually drop rate on the team.
You have.
I think
Tyler
it was.
Bidet, I thought Tyler Bidet.
Oh no, it was Tyler Bidet. It was Tyler
so
Bidet, Evan Ingram, Cortland Sutton.
Okay, so it was around there.
Yep.
But also, we've seen this year where Bo Nix and Evan Ingram are on the same page, and Bo Nix was overthrowing his receivers multiple times to Evan Ingram's. We also saw that when Sean get him involved, when Sean would get Evan Ingram involved, it was the short game, like some screens. Right? You have tight ends doing screens. That happened a lot during the season. Sean loves his screens.
Yep.
You have to take that in consideration. How many of those balls were down the field? We didn't see Evan Ingram have a bunch of balls downfield. That changes things. That changes your yards. Where Pat Bryant, he was getting downfield at the end there.
All right. Interesting conversation that, it's not going anywhere. And I have a follow-up question about it that I'll bounce off you coming up next.
The Broncos have fired offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi.
We take the next step today.
With a rising star like Davis Webb waiting in the wings, is Sean Payton clearing the path to keep his talented QB coach in Denver? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Still haven't filed your taxes? Hey, you're not the only one. A lot of good people fall behind. But here's the thing. The longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties stack up. Interest piles on. The letters get more aggressive. None of it magically disappears. It's why I always tell folks, call my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions. These are not generalists. They don't dabble in tax problems. They live in this world. Resolving IRS issues is all they do. Maybe you're 1 year behind. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you've got unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies, or you're just losing sleep wondering what the IRS is going to do next. Their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, talk to the IRS for you, stop the stress, and start putting a real plan in place. And listen, waiting never makes it better. Every day you delay is another day the IRS gets to tighten the screws. One quick call to Advanced Tax Solutions, that could be the start of a quick resolution. So take control of your tax situation before the IRS does. Reach out to Advanced Tax Solutions today and breathe again.
Football fans, playoff season is here, and Foundation Chevrolet is kicking off with the Start the Year in Drive sales event. Catch a ride to the playoffs in an all-new Chevy Silverado. Built tough, powerful off the line, and ready for every mile-high touchdown. Together, let's drive. Go Gridiron, go big, big savings. Go Foundation. See us in Wheat Ridge or visit FoundationChevrolet.com and catch a ride.
Foundation rules.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
Everything costs more. Groceries, rent, power. Families are stretched thin. And while they feel the squeeze, America's energy is stuck, waiting. Projects stalled, jobs on hold. Those delays, we all pay for them. Clearing the way for energy built here at home means more jobs, more reliable power, and a more affordable future. It's time to power the American dream. Tell Senate Democrats, pass energy permitting reform now. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Come on a Friday.
Gotta love it.
But it's got to be a better way, yeah. Follow. I'm a 20-inch guy, down the right mile, Oh, I bust a left. All right, I'm on the side of go.
Oh, see, the police are coming home. What you see?
Oh my gosh. All right, loose out here on a Friday. Are we playing trivia? Do we have trivia questions? Oh, okay, sweet. So we'll play some trivia at 4 o'clock. We'll talk with Mike Kliss about this wacky Broncos week at 3:45. All right, you're not going to want to miss that. We were going to sequence into something else, but I just feel like this Evan Ingram conversation, it's
interesting.
It is.
Not like the other segment's going to be interesting too, but
yeah, this is
right now.
Yeah, this is it's a big picture conversation at this point with Ingram. And do you think the Broncos could try to move on and get out of this contract?
So we would have to bring up what he's fully guaranteed. All right, what he's going to make next year.
Okay, I have his contract.
Okay, do you have it?
Yeah, so he signed a 2-year, $23 million contract with the Broncos, $8 million signing bonus.
Okay.
16.5 of the 23 fully guaranteed.
Oh yeah, you can't move on from him. You can't move on from him. So now, because you're saying that this man, now unless like they put a bunch of the guaranteed early, they're saying that this man was worth pretty much $23 million, right? Evan Ingram, which, yes, he played. He's been in the league for a while. You don't want to cut him and let him just run free with $16 million. That's easy work right there. Let me do that. So for the Denver Broncos, what they can try to do, all right, they can try to kind of suck up to the agent.
Uh-oh.
Try to kiss a little you-know-what to see if Evan Ingram would be willing to take a pay cut. But if you're Evan Ingram, and we just heard from Mr. Evan Ingram, and it sounds like he doesn't want to take any kind of accountability for this year for himself, why are you taking a pay cut? If I'm Evan Ingram, I'm saying, look, you guys told me you were going to utilize me in different ways, that I was going to see more of the middle of the field, and yet I didn't see that. So why am I going to take a pay cut for you guys to help you guys out? We know how this business is.
Right.
So, no, I will not. If you're going to cut me, you're going to cut me. If not, I'm going to be a part of this team next year. You're going to have to get me more involved, and we're going to go from there. What about you, Z? You think they're going to try to go to the agent and want a pay cut?
No, because they probably know it's a non-starter. It might not even be worth the conversation because you already know how he feels. We just played the 50-second cut, and he's frustrated. A frustrated person isn't going to take a pay cut, because when you take a pay cut, it's almost built in that, like, you have some culpability in this. And the fact that we're coming to you and asking you to take less or restructure your contract, no.
It's not happening, Captain. Find a way.
Not with that much money guaranteed. And you wouldn't even really be saving a ton of money either, against the cap if you cut him. I just don't think he's still probably worth having around. It's just, it's a contract that they would probably they would never do if you allow them to go back into the future, or go back to the past rather, and sort of redo it. You wave that wand.
Yes.
They're never doing this deal. But now it just kind of is what it is, and you have 1 year left with them.
So who would you blame for the year for Evan Ingram? Evan Ingram himself, you brought up the drops, or Sean Payton not getting him more involved, knowing that Sean has had plenty of tight ends that he has helped excel their game, and they've helped thrive in Sean's offense?
Look, like I do, it's not just on one person, right? I remember that there was a sequence. You remember this earlier in the fall where he's wide open for a touchdown, and Bo Nix tries to give him a bounce pass. So, and I know he's a former hooper, but you got to put it on his numbers there.
Come on now.
But you also can't have a top 3 drop rate on the team and point to other people like it's their fault.
Yeah.
I also thought Sean could have done a better job. So look, it's the National Football League. The biggest slice of blame pie goes to Ingram.
Because he's the player, right?
He's the player.
Players make plays, players win games.
That's what I'm told. And so, and then some's on Bo, and then some is on Bo.
Okay, sprinkle some on Bo.
And some is on Sean. But the largest slice has to go, in my opinion, to the player. How about you?
I can't argue with that because of the drop passes. All right, if Evan Ingram would have went into that season and maybe dropped 1 or 2 balls, then I could sit here and truly say yes, like, hey, Sean, this is all on you.
Yep.
But for Evan Ingram, it's like, dude, you can't drop the balls when they're there. You're so clouded in your mind because you're upset because you're not getting involved on every single snap that when you do get your opportunity, you mess it up.
Right.
So, yes, I would put more of the blame on Evan Ingram when it comes to making his own magic happen. All right, you dropped a lot of balls this year. But also for Sean, it's like, dude, this was your joker.
Yeah.
You told George to go out there and find your joker. Evan Ingram left the building. You guys had him come back and sign. You were upset. I heard that Sean was upset with people in the building for even letting Evan Ingram leave. The first time we saw Evan Ingram was OTAs. He had the first catch in regular camp. And then he had that explosive play in the Arizona game from Stiddy to Evan Ingram.
In preseason, yeah.
And yet you don't utilize him. That's Sean. Sean has to do a better job of being creative with his offensive play calling.
I found his incentives.
Okay.
He was going to get $125,000 for 700 yards, $375,000 for 800 yards, $625,000 for 900 yards, another $750,000 for 900 yards plus a playoff berth, $125,000 for 60 receptions, $375,000 for 70 receptions. I mean, he didn't even come close to these. That's
what incentives are for. They want you to get there, but they're going to make it hard on you.
All right. Is Sean Payton being figured out as a play caller? And is Davis Webb the new ingredient to solving a riddle on the Broncos offense? That's all next.
The Broncos have fired offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi. We take the next step today. With a rising star like Davis Webb waiting in the wings, is Sean Payton clearing the path to keep his talented QB coach in Denver? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here for my friends at Xfinity. Now, when Team USA is on, you can almost see the moment when the kid starts believing, hey, I could be next. Now, while Xfinity can't guarantee that, they can guarantee something super important. That's your internet price won't change for 5 years. No contracts, no commitments. So, while your kid's ordering online or streaming highlight reels, your Xfinity internet price won't change. It will not budge. And who knows, by the time the next Winter Olympics roll around, your kid could be getting fitted for their very own Team USA uniform. And guess what? You'll be paying the same price for reliable Wi-Fi. And there's even more to enjoy with Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 10 years. That's a $10.99 value each month. Xfinity, imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto-paid with stored bank account. Taxes, fees, extras. Actual speeds may vary.
All Americans should do what they can to prepare for the future. Donald Trump Jr. here with an important message. More and more Americans are looking for ways to diversify their hard-earned money, and gold is the perfect solution. For example, a gold IRA from my trusted friends at the Birch Gold Group lets you diversify your IRA or 401k into physical gold with zero taxes and zero penalties. You stay in control with a tangible asset that's held value for thousands of years. And right now, Birch Gold is offering a free info kit to help you understand how it works. Just text the word SECURE, SECURE, to 989898. There's no pressure, no obligation, just the facts. You can't predict the future, but you can be prepared, but only if you educate yourself. So take that first step right now. Text SECURE to the number 989898 today. That's SECURE to 989898.
Is your money doing everything it can for you? Like automatically pushing more of your money to savings every day?
I don't think so.
Then switch to Huntington Bank. And let's get more from money. Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Brandon Stokely here for Colorado's hometown HVAC team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Is your heating system struggling to perform and need to be traded? It has never been easier to get a quote for a new heating system. Rocks Heating and Air offers a free online heating and cooling quoting system so that you can quickly and accurately get pricing on a new system. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, a Promenic restorative health practice.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU Hockey skates with Minnesota Duluth with pregame starting at 6:30. Saturday morning on ESPN Denver 1600, DU Lacrosse faces Cleveland State with pregame starting at 11:30, followed by CSU basketball starting at 7. On 104.3 HD3, DU basketball faces Omaha with pregame starting at 1:30, followed by DU hockey skating with Minnesota Duluth in Game 2 starting at 5:30.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than the New York Minute. Hanging out with you here on a Friday. First Friday where we're not. Well, I guess one other time ahead of the wild card round where the Broncos weren't playing, and I suppose also their bye week. And I guess maybe some Monday night and third. Well, so I guess it's not anywhere close to the first time we're on a Friday not previewing Broncos. But
it's been a wacky year for the Denver Broncos in a good way.
It feels kind of weird, man. No football this weekend, and
it's just like every day goes by, and it's like, okay, it sucks. It does suck that we're not getting ready for a Super Bowl for many reasons.
Yep.
But then you start to look at the Nuggets, the Avs, and what they're doing or what they're not doing if you're the Colorado Avalanche. But for the Nuggets and what's happening for them, being able to stay afloat without Jokic. Jokic now back in the mix tonight. And what does that look like moving forward? Even for the Avs, the Olympics coming on. Like it's so much going on that's like, this is why we love to do our job here. It sucks with the Denver Broncos because they should be in the Super Bowl. But we also got these other sports coming along that's like, damn, here we go. Can we get a parade from one of them?
Yeah.
Not the Denver Broncos, obviously.
No, yeah, that is. How
you feeling, man?
It stinks. It stinks. I'm feeling better and better. Following that, absolute heartbreak.
Yeah.
Absolute heartbreak. Chance to go to the Super Bowl. I'm seeing, these the New England market. The Boston market. Our guy that we had on, Maury.
Yes.
Like,
What's he doing, man?
They use his news station. They use the same voice guy as our station.
Okay.
And so Will Peterson just texted me like their promo, and it's like Maury's going to the Super Bowl, right? And he was our guest previewing the game, and it's just like, damn, man, like
he's like, chin up, Zach.
It should have been us, and we know we were going to get sent as a show, and so there's like a personal level too. It's like, man, what a missed opportunity, and that's a bit selfish, because I know everyone listening, they're not on a show that's going to get sent, but for us in the shoes that we walk in, it's like, damn, that would have been so cool for our show.
A once in a lifetime experience,
truly.
Like unless you're playing and you get there, it's like you get to be a part of that and be there. Interviewing the guys, interviewing whoever else, bringing our listeners on the inside of what it's like to be in the Super Bowl or around it.
Yeah. Every day that passes, it's like, okay, like the Broncos they're going to kick the ball off here in the 26th season, and they're going to have an incredible opportunity to go back. But I will tell you here, from an odds standpoint, Vegas still just doesn't quite respect what the Broncos did.
They don't believe.
Think about this. They were in the Final Four. And they have the 12th best Super Bowl odds for next year. 12th in a league of 32. That's almost like right there in the middle, damn near.
Well, we know the schedule is going to be a lot tougher next year for them.
First place schedule.
Right? You're looking at some of the quarterbacks that got knocked out. They're trying to figure out what does it look like with someone like Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, who missed a lot of time this year. You have Josh Allen again that's in the mix. I mean, so it's going to be a tough schedule. Can the Denver Broncos do it again? Can the Denver Broncos stay healthy would this be their 4th straight year of being healthy or 3rd?
Third.
3rd straight year, which is like, come on now. 3rd straight year being healthy. Bo Nix, can he do what he did this year and more? Can we get a run game? Like, there's a lot of questions out there that we're going to have to go throughout the offseason to see if we can get back to an opportunity to go to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I want to talk about Sean Payton and is he being figured out as a play caller? And we'll get to that here in just a second. But just to continue the Super Bowl conversation for this coming season, the Seattle Seahawks, who I do believe are going to win the Super Bowl, have the best chances for next year, okay, at plus 750. So a $10 bet would win you $75. A $100 bet would win you $750 if they went and actually won the Super Bowl next year. Followed by the Rams have the 2nd best odds. The Ravens have the 3rd best odds, along with the Bills, tied there. Then it comes the Packers, followed by the Chargers at 15-1. So every dollar you would bet on the Chargers, if they went and won it, you'd get $15 for every dollar you would spend. The Eagles at 15-1. The Lions at 16-1, along with the Kansas City Chiefs at 16-1. The Patriots, who are in the Super Bowl, at 17-1. And then it comes the San Francisco 49ers at 18-1. You have to go through 11 other teams till you get to the Denver Broncos at 20-1. So they don't believe it. They don't believe it. And I think a part of it has to do with the non-dominant nature of this season. They didn't dominate teams. They won going away like twice. Cincinnati without their quarterback, Dallas when they were the most banged up defense in the league. But beyond that, I mean, it's the literal NFL record for one possession wins.
And you know what, Z? The dominating factor in the NFL, it's hard to do. But also, if you were able to pull out some performances where Bo Nix maybe could sit on the sideline for 15, let's just say 7 or 8 minutes, right? To give someone like Stiddy a chance to truly go out there and just get the feel of the game, that would have helped us out or helped the Denver Broncos out when Jarrett Stidham ends up being your starting quarterback. But because you didn't blow out some of these teams you were supposed to, handle business early, you have someone like Bo Nix that had to play the whole entire game.
Right.
You had to come back against the Giants, who are a bad team. You know, like you can't do that. You were in a dogfight with the Raiders.
Right.
Twice.
Right.
Like, you can't do that and think that people are going to say, okay, like, this is for real. Now, there was some magic. Did it end up being 12 one-score games?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, at one point it was 11. It was 11 one-score games, maybe now 12.
Yeah, I think it was 12 one-score.
That's a magical season, man.
Yeah.
And it's hard to pull that off again. I mean, ask the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, the year they went to the Super Bowl, they had 6 or 7 one-score games that they pulled out, but they got to the Super Bowl.
Last year, you're saying?
Year,
it was more than that.
Okay.
Because the Broncos broke the Chiefs' record for NFL record for one-score games.
Okay, so it was more than that.
It was.
They get to the Chiefs that year, get to the Super Bowl, they get blown out by the Eagles.
Yep.
They come back this year, they don't look the same. So I think that's like what the odds makers are looking at as well. It's like, hey, they can't pull it off. The Denver Broncos can't pull that off again, having that many one-score games and winning those ones.
Yep. Well, it's fascinating. But 20-1, 12th in Super Bowl odds for the coming NFL season. Going back to what I mentioned before, is Sean Payton being figured out as a play caller. So Jeff Legwold of ESPN.com, he wrote a piece yesterday about a handful of things that the Broncos need to fix. But I found a really interesting detail within the piece. And it says this, quote, "But a survey of several defensive coaches and personnel executives in recent days revealed that the Broncos offense might have tipped plays by its personnel groupings more often than it had done in the past. Payton often substitutes several players before each snap, but patterns emerged based on who was in. That dynamic might not have been the main contributor to Sunday's struggles, but the Patriots appeared prepared and in the right places often, especially on perimeter pass plays and on the fateful 4th and 1, end quote. And that reminded me of something that I mentioned to you on either Monday or Tuesday. And it was a spinoff of the insults that the Bronco fans were hurling at the Patriots fans around the CBS pregame. They kept calling them cheaters. They were getting cheater chants going and stuff like that.
Were you chanting too?
No, I was not.
You're like, cheater.
Going back to the Spygate stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. And I said, I do not believe that the Patriots were spying in any way on the Denver Broncos. Of course not. But it did look like they knew what plays were coming in a way that was like disturbing to watch. They were all over it as if they had the Broncos script. And then I read this from Legwold that says in a recent survey of defensive coaches and personnel executives in recent days that the Broncos have been tipping their plays, and it's supposed to be the strength of Sean Payton's genius, the personnel groupings coming and going. And
making it hard to dissect what's going on, confusing everybody.
Yeah, and the substitution patterns that you're forcing the defense into to match up with these that's supposed to be a strength. And we're being told that it was actually a weakness. And that's why I go back to the question, is Sean Payton being figured out as a play caller in the modern NFL?
Man, it's hard because Sean Payton has had so many dominant offenses throughout his career and so many players that are really good that helped out with that offense. When you look at this offense, it's been stagnant for 2 straight years. One, tight end play has been not good. And with the Saints, they've always had good tight ends that they could rely on. Number 2, and I should probably have this number 1. Number 2, run game.
Yep.
Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram. All right, before them, you had Reggie Bush, you had Darren Sproles. You had explosive running backs that were doing a bunch of different things for you, whether it's receiving work, running back work. I mean, they were very creative. Now, for Sean Payton, when you start to have someone like Evan Ingram that we just got done talking about not in the game and having Adam Trotman out there because he's going to run block for you, and then when you finally put Evan Ingram in the game, what is that telling everybody? My guessing is it's a pass. When you, at the beginning of the year, when you're running J.K. Dobbins and all of a sudden you put R.J. Harvey in the game, what is it telling you? It's a pass. When you put Tyler Bidet in the game on 3rd down, even if it's 3rd and 1, what are you telling everybody? It's a pass. Those are the patterns that they're talking about. Maybe it's a receiver like Pat Bryant that all of a sudden he's in the game on a 3rd and 1 or a 3rd and 8, it's a pass, or a 2nd and 8, I should say, because 3rd and 8 you're going to pass. So 2nd and 8, it's a pass, right? There's little patterns like that when you're dissecting and you have 8, 9 games that you can go back and look, there starts to be those patterns. And you're like, hey, look, if they come out with this formation, they come out with these players, this is what's more than likely going to happen. So Sean Payton has to figure things out. And where does it start with? Having a tight end that can play more than 2 snaps, right? If you don't like Evan Ingram, then you need to draft a tight end that you can be in every single snap so that you can utilize him to block and to catch on the line of scrimmage. And go get a running back that you can rely on like an Alvin Kamara and a Mark Ingram. You have to have that run game that can give you the positive yards so that you can set up for play action. Sean Payton was not able to set up for play action this year because the run game was not good once J.K. Dobbins got hurt.
Well, you know, it's one of these things where these coaches are so smart. And look, the NFL has always been littered with smart minds. But, man, it feels like the information that is available in a year like 2025, 2026, it's just so massive. And the analytics, and we know the Broncos are in on analytics, but all the teams are. And once your tendencies start to get revealed in such a way that defensive coaches and personnel executives in recent days are revealing that they basically figured out Sean Payton's patterns, and it cost them in the biggest game in a decade, it's one of these things where, and you're right, the offense has not been very good for 2 years now. 2 years. And so it's one of these things where, and to add a texture to that statement, the Broncos went 3 and out, Phil, on 25% of their possessions this year.
That's wild.
1 out of every 4 was a 3 and out. That is a bottom 5 number. That is a bottom 4 number in the NFL. And it's not a new problem. They were a bottom 3 number a year ago, going 3 and out. Over 26% of offensive drives a year ago went 3 and out. So you have been one of the 4 worst teams in going 3 and out. Up until 2/3 of the season, the Broncos were leading the NFL in punts. So we have enough data of our own here to judge the Denver Broncos offense, and it is so far removed from obviously being some elite offense, but it's perfectly average in so many ways.
Lack of tight end and lack of run game, consistently in the run game, because J.K. Dobbins brought a lot of energy, a lot of light when he was there, but once he was not available, it went back to just being bland, stagnant.
Yep.
A lot more of just Bo Nix making plays with his legs or making a creative play, in the fourth quarter. And that can't be next year. We have to find a tight end you can rely on so you can be third and manageable. And you have to find a run game that's explosive. I keep bringing back Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram because they were so explosive. They were fun to watch. No matter who was in there, they were making plays. And Sean was able to be creative and build off of that with the tight end, with the receivers, with the slants. And that's where the Denver Broncos are lacking. And if they don't get that fixed for a 3rd straight year, then something's wrong.
Yeah, I agree. And look, I think to a certain degree something's wrong right now with this offense based on the information that we just passed along and just the eye test, right? Sean Payton has been incredible here in Denver. Truly. I mean, he's been a revelation. I mean, we have watched him flip this house, if you will. Okay? So I want to give him his flowers, big picture on that.
Yeah.
Building a roster, building a culture.
As a head coach.
As a head coach. No doubt. No doubt. But also, I need to say this, and I haven't heard it said here this week. Now, I'm not saying that it hasn't been said. I just haven't heard it.
Who are you going to piss off today?
Don't know, and I really don't care because it's the truth, and I know it's the truth. Okay? Mike Vrabel outcoached Sean Payton badly in the AFC Championship game. Badly.
Whoa. Why so bad?
Just his deep look, and you could say, well, it was Stidham. Well, hold on, you can't say that because the head coach said, watch out.
Yeah,
the head coach identified Stidham with his very first signing. Head coach signed him to 2 years, $10 million, and then extended him, gave him a raise.
Yeah.
So we don't get to hang your hat on that excuse. Okay, you have to score more than 10 points. You couldn't do it, but. Even Vrabel's just well, first of all, sniffing out the 4th and 1. The way that they did that was one of the most meaningful moments of the game. And football is, those singular moments are more impactful than a game like basketball.
Yeah.
Which, like, the most points you can score is 3, and then you're going to go back and run down, and technically 4, I guess, on a and 1 3-pointer. But like, then you're going to go back down, and it's a game of flow. Football is a game of start and stop. It's a traffic cop sport. You literally scheme up one play at a time and then have like 40 seconds to figure out what you're going to do on the next play. The fact that Vrabel just basically owned this Broncos offense in the biggest moments, made the biggest plays, and then even their approach in the second half of we're not going to be aggressive at all. We would punt on first down if you just took 3 minutes off the clock. That's the only reason we're running it right up the A gap.
Yeah.
And just so, look, it was in that moment, in that championship game, Vrabel got the best of Sean, I think, in a really one-sided way.
See, you can't say that on one end, and on the other end say, hey, if we have Bo, we win the game. Because it changes the way even Sean would have his play calls.
Sure.
So even though Sean trusts Jarrett Stidham.
With his actions, with his signing him.
Yeah. It's still, but Stidham was still the backup. Like Sean has been with Bo this whole year. Bo Nix has played 2 years and has missed 1 game. So Sean going into the biggest game of the whole entire team's lives, because a lot of them haven't been in that situation before. A couple have.
Yeah, a couple have.
It's hard to sit there and say, okay, like, go out there, Stidham, and do what Bo can do, because that's not it.
Hold on, but here's the thing. He tried. On 4th down, you threw it. You trusted him. Again, actions over words. Yeah. He trusted
as
that
you should,
quarterback.
Because you called your shot.
He did. And I believe had Sean Payton never called his shot, I do not believe they run that play on 4th down. I don't. And so, like,
so what do you want Sean to do, right? So we're talking about him as a play caller now. As a head coach, we've already laid out, like, he's one of the best to do it. He was the best thing for the Denver Broncos.
Totally.
We were 1 game away from the Super Bowl. That's not a coincidence. That's Sean Payton. Payton, those pictures that Vance Joseph has talked about when it comes to Sean. But as a play caller for the past 2 years, it seems like his offense has been lacking things, have been stagnant. And the identity has been the Bo Nix show.
I was going to say, this year we have a whole season of sample size. What was the identity of the Broncos offense?
It's the Bo Nix show after JK left.
Correct. It's getting Bo Nix on the run, having him run around and make plays.
Yeah, and it worked. It worked until it didn't, because Bo Nix got hurt. So do you want Sean to continue as a play caller? Do you want Sean to take a step back and let the next offensive coordinator, whoever that's going to be, Davis Webb, I'm guessing, do you want the next offensive coordinator to have more power on the plays being called out there?
Yeah.
What do you want to happen?
I want one. I don't want to try to completely dismantle what isn't totally broken. The Broncos were just 14-3,
yes.
but it was off the strength of their defense. All right, and their offense
2 straight years,
and their offense was timely at points, and Bo was turned out to be slow start, kind of a slog there, but found his rhythm and groove at a certain point. I want Sean Payton to just do the deepest dive of self-scouting that he's ever done in his career, and just do reflect. And he already started before the divisional round when he gave that response in the most reflective answer he's given in 3 years. And just be reflective and do a full inventory of your offense. Take a deep dive into the season, and consider that maybe someone else for this moment right here, right now, may have a little bit of a Midas touch that I just don't currently have. And just be open to it. It should not be the idea of Davis Webb, if they do ultimately go in that direction, which I believe that they will. If they do, it should be under consideration that Davis Webb gets some of his fingerprints on. If everyone wants to hire him and you're bending time and space to keep him, then let him have an impact.
But see, this is where I think we go wrong with this. I want Davis Webb to get his opportunity. I would be okay with Sean Payton saying, hey, I'm going to step away from play calling and just be a head coach so I can do the game management part at the best of my ability. But I don't believe that's going to happen because you have Sean Payton who's stuck in his ways. Something's going to go wrong during that game, and now Sean's like, you know what? I'm not going to put my win or loss in your hands. I'm taking over the play calling duties, and this is what I want to run. And this is why for Davis Webb, you have to really think long and hard. Do you really want to be an offensive coordinator here?
Right.
Or are you just taking it because it's a label that maybe it helps you when you guys win a bunch of games next year to becoming a head coach? But if you really want to be an offensive coordinator, you want to go somewhere where you're going to have an opportunity to truly call plays because Sean, although it may be time for him to step away from it, he's not going to do it because it's his baby. It's his identity as a coach. It's being this great play caller. So it sucks. But Sean needs to do that like self-evaluation and see like what's best for the Denver Broncos moving forward.
Right. And I of course I agree that it is his identity as a coach is being the play caller. That's all he knows. That's why he got the Saints job in the first place, from calling plays for the New York Giants. And so, but things change. Times change. You know, and I hope that...
You know people hate change, though.
Totally.
Especially when you're older. I keep bringing that up because Sean is older. It's hard to change when you're older and you're stuck in your ways. Will he do it for his football team, though? Or is he going to hurt them again? Because if it starts off like this again, where it's stagnant offensively and the defense has to pick up the pieces, we won't win a Super Bowl. We need Bo Nix, the offense, Cortland Sutton that you just gave a contract to, all right, Pat Bryant that you drafted, Troy Franklin that you're high on, this offensive line that you put together. They are going to have to start being more explosive to take pressure off a defense that at some point may end up cracking a little bit because you're asking this defense to do a lot and stay healthy.
All right, man. Fascinating conversation. If you want to react to it, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line 303-713-1043. More changes coming to the Broncos coaching staff after what we just learned today and what we just learned here within the past handful of minutes. Details next.
The Broncos have fired offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi.
We take the next step today.
With a rising star like Davis Webb waiting in the wings, is Sean Payton clearing the path to keep his talented QB coach in Denver? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Plus, get free home delivery on most beds with base. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at a Sleep Number store today.
What's up, everybody? It's Cecil. You'd love new windows. I'd love new windows. That's why I went to Window Nation. Why? Because I live in Roxborough. I deal with a ton of wind and cold winter months. Well, that means the higher heat bills. I don't want that. Well, how do you fight that? You fight it with new windows. Right now, Window Nation's buy 4, get 4 windows free sale. You can get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. It's time. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Visit windownation.com now. It's windownation.com.
Jewelry Graham. Hi, I'm Brian, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. We have just the right gift for your sweetheart this Valentine's Day. Any style, any budget. like heart-shaped necklaces, birthstones, or hand-matched diamond studs. Getting engaged? Create a dream ring and choose from natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes. Come see us in store or at shaneco.com because a friend wants you to win Valentine's Day. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Football fans, playoff season is here, and Foundation Chevrolet is kicking off with the Start the Year in Drive sales event. Catch a ride to the playoffs in an all-new Chevy Silverado. Built tough, powerful off the line, and ready for every mile-high touchdown. Together, let's drive. Go Gridiron, go big, big savings. Go Foundation. See us in Wheat Ridge or visit FoundationChevrolet.com and catch a ride.
Foundation rules. Woohoo!
Everything costs more. Groceries, rent, power. Families are stretched thin. And while they feel the squeeze, America's energy is stuck, waiting. Projects stall, jobs on hold. Those delays, we all pay for them. Clearing the way for energy built here at home means more jobs, more reliable power, and a more affordable future. It's time to power the American dream. Tell Senate Democrats. Pass energy permitting reform now. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
Okay, does this happen to anybody else? You sit down with a juicy QPC, some McNuggets, and those golden fries from McDonald's. Then you take a long sip of your Sprite because you can still hear your mama saying, don't fill up on that drink before you eat your food. But you're grown now, so you do what you want.
Share and share alike with the 20-piece McNuggets from McDonald's for just $6. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The Ultimate RV Show is returning to the Colorado Convention Center in Denver, Colorado. Admission is free. Join us January 28th through the 31st to shop special show pricing on over 300 fully staged new and used RVs. Get a first look at brand new models. Browse a huge selection of pre-owned RVs. Check out the latest RV gear and accessories and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show at the Colorado Convention Center, January 28th through the 31st. Get your free ticket today at ultimatervshow.com.
A family office is a team built to handle the three biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Denver football faithful. Join Cherry Hills Community Church February 8th for their Super Sunday celebration at the 9 or 10:30 a.m. services. Hear guest speaker and former Bronco Joel Dreesen. Come for a full day of family-friendly fun and a chance to win a Broncos football. Autographed by John Elway, Bo Nix, and Peyton Manning. Kids can enjoy an NFL-style experience. The whole family can enjoy free food. It's a Super Sunday celebration on February 8th at Cherry Hills Community Church. Learn more at cherryhills.com/events.
DU men's basketball hits the hardwood in Hamilton January 31st at 2 p.m. The Omaha Mavericks come to Denver for a battle to the top of the Summit League. Pack the house and create a home court advantage.
Kinsey step back three connects. Lost the defender with a jab step and able to put it in. Love his energy.
Purchase your tickets online at denverpioneers.com. See you Saturday the 31st.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU Hockey skates with Minnesota Duluth with pregame starting at 6:30. Saturday morning on ESPN Denver 1600, DU Lacrosse faces Cleveland State with pregame starting at 11:30, followed by CSU basketball starting at 7. On 104.3 HD3, DU basketball faces Omaha with pregame starting at 1:30, followed by DU hockey skating with Minnesota Duluth in Game 2 starting at 5:30.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it. On a Friday.
I like it.
I don't know if any will top last Fridays.
That was a great time.
At the Sportsbook Bar and Grill down there in Parker. I held that thing for...
do it, and they started doing it with you.
That was
right
so
now.
cool. That was so cool. All right, so little update here. So senior offensive assistant Pete Carmichael, who spent the last 2 seasons on the Broncos staff after an 18-year run with the Saints, that included 15 of those seasons working alongside Sean Payton. He is leaving Denver to become the Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator under recently hired Joe Brady. So you have 2 days ago, Sean Payton fired Joe Lombardi, fired wide receivers coach Kerry Colbert, fired cornerbacks coach Addison Lynch. Now you have Pete Carmichael leaving as well. I mean, this is a full-blown flip.
Yeah.
Of a coaching staff.
Good and bad for Sean. I mean, Sean wanted some changes, obviously, by firing 3 coaches. And then for Carmichael, he's getting a upgrade, a raise with a familiar face that he was with the Saints with. So that's good for him. Now, for Sean, it's like you got to go out there and you got to retool everything. Find some people that you can trust to be in the building with you, because we know Sean's all about trust, right? Be in the building with you so that we can continue to win a bunch of games.
Here's another just Denver twist from around the NFL. The Baltimore Ravens are hiring Bears offensive coordinator Declan Doyle as their offensive coordinator. You remember Declan Doyle? He was here.
Name, yeah.
Doyle can leave when it could be perceived as a lateral move. He can leave because in Baltimore, he's going to have play calling responsibility, where that's not the case in Chicago because of Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
So new Ravens coach Jesse Minter is turning over the offense to former Denver Bronco tight ends coach Declan Doyle, and it's also just noteworthy that it's another offensive coordinating job that is off the table for Davis Webb.
Yeah, I'm thinking for Davis Webb. I think we all are thinking the same thing. Davis Webb's going to be the offensive coordinator here in Denver. What does that mean? I don't know.
Me either.
I just think maybe it's the tag looking pretty up there in the press box. Or maybe, just maybe, Sean Payton saying I'm stepping down from play calling duties for a little while. And Davis, you're the man for the job.
Man, oh man. All right, next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right, so while many people were watching the Denver Nuggets eke out a win over the Brooklyn Nets last night, which we need to circle back to.
Yes, we do.
There was a historic matchup on the hardwood. Now, not necessarily on paper going into the game, but the Dallas Mavericks last night hosted the Charlotte Hornets, all right? And I brought up the Hornets last week because...
you wanted to do a deep dive on the damn Hornets. I'm telling you guys, watch out. Damn, Sean.
I like their team. I'm a fan.
What about them, though?
They're young. They're exciting. They play an exciting brand of basketball. And they have this young man named Con Knippel. All right, Con Knippel, who was, where was he? What number pick was he? He was the 4th pick.
Okay.
All right, coming out of Duke. He was college teammates with Cooper Flagg. All right. And it ended up being a wildly fun night. 123 to 121 Hornets get the win. But it was historic. 2 former Duke roommates went bucket for bucket. Cooper Flagg scored 49 points.
That man's special.
On 20 of 29 shooting, 10 rebounds. Knippel went for 34 points, made 8 threes. People are calling Cooper Flagg the best teenager in the history of the NBA. He just turned 19 last month. Just turned 19. It's the most points ever scored by a teenager in NBA history, And
he's 19 years old?
He just turned 19.
See, I thought he was like 20, 21.
Dude, he dropped 49. He just turned 19 in December. And by the way, he missed some time. Yeah. So that was like his, I don't know, 34th or 35th game he's ever played. This dude, he honestly, he reminds me of like a white LeBron.
Oh, no, I want to go that.
I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. People are saying.
He said a white LeBron.
The streets are talking. They're saying the
suburban streets.
brother, he does everything. Phil, 6'9".
Yeah.
He hasn't even put on adult weight yet. His wingspan looks like a condor. All right, offensively, wait until his shot comes along. But he can make shots, but he's gonna refine that. He attacks the basket. I mean, this dude, there has never, not LeBron, not Kobe, not Garnett, not Moses Malone. Those are all guys who jumped from high school. There has never been a better teenager in NBA history than Cooper Flagg.
And he's American.
Yes.
We're correct, right?
Dude, he's from Maine. He's from Maine. The streets are saying he's the main event. You know who else was born in Maine?
Who else?
Your boy ZB.
Oh, here we go.
Your boy ZB.
But this is the reason I'm bringing it up is like, hey, look, everybody else from out of the country that's dominating the NBA.
It's a good point.
This is why all of us should be on board with Cooper Flagg, because he's an American that could end up being the next white LeBron.
Streets are saying.
Streets are saying from Maine. Main event.
Dude, 49 though?
No, that's
bonkers. And think about that. If you're Con Knipple, you're his roommate. You went and scored 34 points, and you weren't even close to being the leading scorer.
Dude, man.
I'm telling you, that Con Knipple, I mean, there's very little stock left because most of it's been gobbled up, but he's only 20. Whew. So that Hornets team, and I know they, I have league pass, so I can watch them whenever I want. But if they're on national TV at any point, check them out. Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller, LaMelo Ball, Con Knipple. They have a fun little team. Colin Sexton coming up. They have a fun little team. All right, next in the 3 count.
1, 2, 3.
All right, Phil. It is a weekend without football.
Yeah.
How will you spend the first weekend of the Broncos offseason?
I mean, Z, we have a big time game this weekend.
With the Pro Bowl.
I'm thinking about the Nuggets.
You see Flacco's going to the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, I just saw that.
It's unbelievable.
Come on now. Hey, don't get me started. No, please don't. It's just disrespectful at this point. Just stop calling it the Pro Bowl.
Yep, I agree.
Please.
Agreed.
But I mean, I'm just gonna catch up with my family, do a little family bonding, watch a big game that's coming on with the Nuggets, and you know who's coming into town.
Yep.
But that's about it. What are you gonna do?
It's gonna be a busier weekend for us. I'm coaching a 7-year-old basketball game at 11 tomorrow.
Dubs.
Hope so. My wife's getting her hair done tomorrow night.
You know how that goes.
Why is she getting her hair done on a Saturday night? It's beyond perplexing. But it's gonna be just me and the kids all night, so I'll make it fun for them, and we'll do like movie night or something fun like that. And then on Sunday, big day, haircuts.
I need to get my son a haircut.
Me and Owen, I know how I sound, like an ultimate dad. Dante, what did you say there?
You sound like Frank the Tank in Old School.
Yes.
He's like, I got a big day tomorrow. We're going to go to Home Depot.
Yeah.
That is a big day.
Bath and Body Works, don't know if we're going to have enough time. So big day, because I love these little traditions with my boy. Yes. And going to get our hair cut together is like one of them. And then we're going to go out to lunch. And then we're going to play 9 holes of golf on a par 3. And then we're going to go to a 60th birthday party on Sunday evening.
Well, but damn.
It's going to be a busy weekend. But I told my wife, I said, hey, we go from 5 to 7. Be home by 7:30, because on NBC, Daddy needs to watch Nuggets and Thunder.
It's going down.
So, all right, man. Mike Kliss, our guy, between wholesale firings and shots being fired. We'll talk about a weird week with the Broncos with Kliss next.
The Broncos have fired offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi.
We take the next step today.
With a rising star like Davis Webb waiting in the wings, is Sean Payton clearing the path to keep his talented QB coach in Denver? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Men, the new year is here, and if you're like many of us, you're ready to improve your health. But if you're feeling low energy, not sleeping well, or not seeing results in the gym, keeping that resolution can be tough. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if those symptoms sound familiar, we can likely help. They often point to low testosterone, and treating low T is what we do. But this year, we're also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring growth hormone peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more, designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. With our low T treatments combined with our body composition programs, most men notice real improvements: more energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Is your money doing everything it can for you? Like automatically pushing more of your money to savings every day?
I don't think so.
Then switch to Huntington Bank. And let's get more from money. Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, Mom. It's me. Oh, my gosh. You'll never believe what I just opened for Valentine's Day. A sapphire ring from Helzberg. Just like the one I lost years ago. Remember how excited I was when you gave it to me? I cannot believe you remembered that story. I guess you were right. I really found the one.
This Valentine's Day, create a moment that means something with up to 40% off gifts at Helzberg. Shop in store or at Helzberg.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
A careless driver caused your crash. Medical bills are piling up, and you might not be able to work. Life just got a lot more expensive, and you don't know what to do. At Berg Simpson, your consultation is absolutely free. We'll explain your legal options at no cost to you. Help starts with a phone call to us.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives. It's not just a slogan, it's who we are.
The 2025 sell-off event is happening now at Bozar Chevrolet in Park Meadows and Celebration Chevrolet in Aurora. Mention the fan and get 10% off service with tire rotation included. Offer while inventory lasts. All financing is based on approved credit. Incentives vary by model and availability. Select 2025 and 2026 models only. Service offer valid at Bozar Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet with Mission Station. See dealer for complete details.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider, Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, usually around this time on a Friday, we check in with our 9 News Broncos insider, Mike Kliss, presented by Fitness Gallery. Happy Friday, Mike. Man, you know, what a weird week for the Denver Broncos. Truly. You had this, elite season that no one saw coming. You're playing in the AFC Championship game. You're let off the hook from a narrative standpoint, coast to coast, because you don't have your starting quarterback. They lose a nail-biter, 10-7. And then the contrast of this week, where you have offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi fired, a receivers coach, Kerry Colbert fired, cornerbacks coach, Addison Lynch fired, Pete Carmichael leaving. You have the starting quarterback eager to talk to the media and fire basically a shot at Sean Payton for talking about his injuries, sort of out of school, if you will. What a week, Mike.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I thought coming into the week we'd be talking about, Jarrett Stidham in the snow. But that seemed like a month ago now. There's been so much that's happened. I think the coaches, Sean Payton, from what I gather and remember and kind of went back and looked, he changed out a couple coaches every year. And, he wants to keep new energy on his coaching staff going into every year. This time, it was on the offensive side for the most part, except for Addison Lynch, who really was kind of a co-secondary behind Jim Leonard. And so, but the offensive, he changed his right-hand men. He changed his the most influential voices he has in the offensive side. And I do think part of it, we're going to find out that Davis Webb's going to wind up being the offensive coordinator. They wanted to keep him. And so that was something behind it. Ronald Curry was someone that Sean Payton was interested in bringing into the staff 3 years ago when he first got the job. And because Curry had been with him in New Orleans. And Curry, I think he stayed in New Orleans rather than come with Sean. So, and then he was with Buffalo. I would think there's a chance Curry winds up here, maybe even taking Davis Webb's spot at quarterback coach. That would make some sense. But yeah, he wanted to change things up. They were, as good as this season was, they were 14th in scoring. And Sean Payton has got, if you look at his resume, he's got a bunch of number ones in scoring with the Saints. He's got a bunch of top 5 rankings in scoring. And 14th, there's not too many seasons when he's not in the top 10. And so rather than look at it as a 15 and 4 team making all these changes, look at it as a team that ranked 14th in scoring, making these changes.
Mike, let's get down to the drama, man, because everybody wants to know what's going on. You have Sean Payton that is talking about Bo Nix injuries, and we know Sean doesn't like to talk about injuries. You have Bo Nix that wants to talk to the media and kind of clear things up about his injuries. Do you feel like Sean Payton and Bo are on the same page right now?
Well, I think Bo's a feisty one, ain't he?
He is.
Yep. Well, he said last year, but Mike, if you remember last year, Sean said there's some Ferris Bueller in this player.
Yeah. He claps back, he goes back at him a little bit. I do think Bo, they're both right. Sean came out and said he had the ankle surgeries, one in high school and one in college. And that's true. He wasn't lying. But Bo is also right in saying he shouldn't be saying that.
Right.
He shouldn't be saying how many surgeries I've had. So I think they're both right. I think it's I do think it's kind of their relationship, and it seems to be honest, it seems to be working. I mean, this isn't the first time that Bo has gone back at Sean Payton. We've seen it live and in action on game day.
But this doesn't feel
Get the
healthy,
play in
though.
already, Sean, get the play in. Let's go.
Yeah. But this, Mike, this time though, that game day tension, that's the norm, and maybe a little bit of spice mixed in with Bo because he's Bo. But this one crossed over a little bit, and just because you get in a fight doesn't mean you get a divorce. But me and Phil were talking about it yesterday. This was meaningful to Bo. He was upset, and I just wonder if there's maybe a little trust lost.
Well, no, I don't think so. I don't know. Sean probably overshared. He does that from time to time. I'd say twice a year he overshares.
Yep. Yep. Agreed.
Whether it's saying his team is good enough to go to the Super Bowl, whether it's that Bo's a top 4 or 5 quarterback. I think that those are comments that are unnecessary, and so are outlining Bo's injuries. I think in Bo's case, maybe Sean hit a nerve because Bo has had some ankle surgeries now, and these guys. Each time he's bounced back from the ankle surgery and played really well. And I think these guys think they're indestructible to some degree. And he doesn't want at all anybody thinking that this is a problem, that this is going to set him back. He's bounced back every time from these ankle surgeries, and he's going to do it again. And so don't worry about it. Here's where I'm at. This was a clean surgery. It was a clean broken bone. And Dr. Waltrip fixed it. And so, Bo's saying he's 100%, and this predisposed stuff, he takes offense to that. Maybe it was predetermined or pre-existing, but not predisposed. He takes offense to that word, which would mean that because he's had some before, he's more susceptible to have some in the future. He disputes that. And he did want to come out and say that and make sure everybody knows. Bo, maybe Bo got a little testy also.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Yeah. Me either, really. I think all is going to be good. Again, because this isn't the first time.
Right.
And I think Bo Nix has been as successful as he is. Half of it's him and the other half is Sean Payton. I think Sean Payton has brought him along well. I'm not sure Bo Nix would be this good if Nathaniel Hackett was his coach.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
No.
So they need each other, and they got close, man. And they, in my estimation, they probably would be not talking about, of course they wouldn't be talking about this, but they'd be getting ready for Super Bowl 60 and travel plans to Santa Clara had Bo not got hurt.
Man, I can't disagree. I can't disagree. I feel that in my heart of hearts that the Broncos would absolutely be playing in the Super Bowl. All right, Mike, we appreciate your time. You kept your thumping to a modest level, and we appreciate you very much, my man.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Good
weekend. All right. That was our 9 News Broncos insider, Mike Kliss, presented by Fitness Gallery. They sell the world's finest fitness equipment.
I'm thumping. That's why they call me Thumper.
All right. Little thumper. That's our little thumper. That's our little thumper. All right. Let's play some trivia coming up next.
The Broncos have fired offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi.
We take the next step today.
With a rising star like Davis Webb waiting in the wings, is Sean Payton clearing the path to keep his talented QB coach in Denver? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. Hey, I got a real cool story I wanted to share with you. Many years ago, my lovely wife Kimberly wrote down a prayer that said, God, make me a lighthouse so I can be a light to others when they're in a dark place. She filed that card away both in her heart and her prayer box. And then about 3 years ago, I asked my wife to leave her job in corporate America and come help me open up 303 Law 4040. And she absolutely loves it. She really feels like helping other people when they are hurting and don't know what to do is her calling. So here's the really cool part. A few weeks ago, a client came in to pick up a check and said to Kim, I really want to thank you. You were a lighthouse to me when I was in a dark place. It gave me chills when Kim told me that. If you've been hurt in an accident, it really is our honor to help you in your time of need. Call us anytime at 303-LAW-4040, where you always get to speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. That's 303-LAW-4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303-LAW-4040.
Are you worrying about those upcoming credit card bills after the holidays? If you're a homeowner, there's no better time than now to call American Financing and wipe out that debt, eliminate the stress, and set yourself up for a strong 2026. The Fed dropped rates for the 4th time in December. American Financing can help you access that equity in your home at an interest rate in the low 5s. You heard that right, in the low 5s. That is a much lower rate than the average 20% or more credit card rate. American Financing is saving their customers an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 raise to start the new year. There are no upfront fees and no obligation to see how much you can save. And they are closing some in as fast as 10 days and even delaying 2 mortgage payments. American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans. Call them today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Babe, your arms look amazing. Working out is paying off.
Thanks. I just wish my chest matched. No matter what I do, I'm frustrated with my man boobs.
Hey, don't beat yourself up. More than half of men have gynecomastia. It's gland tissue, not laziness. Same thing is happening to my friend Trisha's husband. He went to Dr. Cameron Dastry at Modern Surgical Arts of Denver.
For real? You get good results?
He got great results. Call him, honey.
Call today. They're offering complimentary consultations for the fan listeners. 303-470-3400 or at modernsurgicalarts.com.
How about a simple New Year's resolution, one that even I could achieve? Reverse the clock on hair loss with Advanced Hair's simple one-day FUE treatment. You will feel more confident and more youthful when you witness your own natural hair growing into those places that have been balding or thinning for years. From Advanced Hair's breakthrough technology to their highly experienced team, there is no one I trust more in hair restoration. Their simple FUE treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and your new hair is backed by the Advanced Hair Guarantee. I know from personal experience, Advanced Hair's exceptional standard of care makes your comfort and your results their top priority. Celebrate this new year with a fuller head of hair and get a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR. Discover what meeting your resolution could look like with the before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
New deals, new wheels. AutoNation's New Year, New Wheels event is going on now. Drive any new or used vehicle 0 down and 0 payments for 90 days. Save thousands on Toyotas, Fords, Hondas, Chevys, Mercedes-Benz, and more. 0 down and 0 payments for 90 days. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation store today or AutoNation.com. On select models with approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase on deferred payments. See store for details.
Crispy chicken nuggets from Taco Bell. They're anything but your usual nugs at participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU Hockey skates with Minnesota Duluth with pregame starting at 6:30. Saturday morning on ESPN Denver 1600, DU Lacrosse faces Cleveland State with pregame starting at 11:30, followed by CSU basketball starting at 7. On 104.3 HD3, DU basketball faces Omaha with pregame starting at 1:30, followed by DU Hockey skating with Minnesota Duluth in Game 2 starting at 5:30.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, halfway home here on a Friday. The first 2 hours just absolutely flew by. Appreciate you guys rocking with us here one step away from the weekend. And it's time for a little trivia. And I came home last night, or I saw my son at basketball practice. So that's when I see him first on Thursdays.
Yeah.
In the evenings anyway. And he said, "Dad, why didn't you guys do trivia?" He loves this segment in a way that I never saw coming. He just loves it so much. So with that in mind, program note, trivia outside of football season is on Friday.
Friday.
In season, it's on Thursday. All right, so we're back to trivia on Fridays. We'll keep it right here around 4 o'clock for now. Do we know how the morning show did?
Yeah, they went 3-1. The only one they
right.
missed was the curveball question.
So I know I did 2 questions. What were you 2 questions?
What did I ask? Oh, I asked very funny response by them because they had to pause it after the first 2 seconds. It was a soccer question. It was who won the most recent World Cup. And they ended up getting it, but it was very funny because, like, right away they were like, "What did he just say? Did he just say soccer?" And they ended up getting it, though.
Wasn't it France?
It was Argentina beat France.
Oh, okay.
France won the one prior to that.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking, the one prior. Okay, and then what was the curveball?
It was a guess the year, and I gave them 4 things that happened. And
Okay.
They were off by 1 year. They guessed 1997. It was 1998.
Oh, okay. All right.
Pretty good showing.
With that in mind, we have been on quite a roll here recently, and so we'll see if we can keep the ball rolling here. Dante Gomez, hit the music.
All right, question number 1. Jamal Murray is the Nuggets' regular season all-time leader in made three-pointers. Who is second? Is it Michael Porter Jr., J.R. Smith, Nikola Jokic, or Will Barton?
So those guys right there that he just named.
Yeah.
Who was it? Jokic, Will Barton, MPJ,
J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith. They're all right there in the top 10. I want to say 3 of those guys are all in the top 5.
Would that be J.R. Smith?
No, it would be I think Jokic is in there, Will Barton's in there, and MPJ is in there.
Okay.
MPJ's third, right?
Yeah, after Jamal, it's going to be Nikola Jokic.
You think it's going to be Jokic?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty sure it's going to be Jokic.
Yeah, I just remember hearing MPJ was third.
I said that yesterday.
That's where I remember hearing it.
Yeah.
So you say it's Jokic then, huh?
Yeah, I think it's going to be Jokic here. Drew?
Yeah. Initially, I was maybe thinking there was a chance for J.R. Smith, but I just don't know if he did it long enough. So, yeah, I think Jokic is probably a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, no, Nikola Jokic is the answer. We're going to go ahead and say a final answer. Send it in, Nikola Jokic.
Send it in, Jerome!
Answer, Nikola Jokic.
All right.
Bang. Bang.
One's down.
Let's go. All right, next question.
Question number 2. Mariano Rivera is the only baseball player to be elected unanimously to the Baseball Hall of Fame. 2 other players missed being unanimous by 1 vote. Name them.
Oh, we got to name both?
We got to name them both.
The
think
first
I
name
know
that,
one.
The
I
first
think
name that comes to my mind is Ken Griffey.
That is Ken Griffey Jr.
Ken Griffey Jr., right.
Yes.
That was not the names I had. I thought Ichiro was one of them. And I also thought Derek Jeter might have been one of them.
I think Jeter would be the other one for me. I think it's Ken Griffey Jr. and Derek Jeter.
Why'd you say the other one?
I thought Ichiro was in there too.
No, you want to know what? I think Ichiro was a unanimous MVP.
I'm not sure about that.
I think he was a unanimous regular season NL MVP.
Well, Ichiro's the most recent because he just went in last year.
So we would have known that then.
You would think, yeah.
I
mean, I am incredibly confident about Ken Griffey Jr.
Yes, same.
Derek Jeter feels like
I think it's Jeter. I think the unanimous baseball fact with Ichiro is, you guys remember the year he had like 163 hits in one season?
Well, he won Rookie of the Year and MVP in the same year.
Right.
I don't know if that's the same MVP you're talking about where he was unanimous.
I forget, and I hope I'm not misremembering that in my mind.
But it is hard to fathom that Ichiro would not be a unanimous Hall of Famer, given his...
Well, he's not unanimous. He's one short, right? That's what we're trying to figure out?
Yes.
Yeah. But
I think my gut tells me It's Ken Griffey Jr. and Derek Jeter.
I'm good with that.
Let's go with the gut.
Yeah, let's go with the gut.
I'm definitely going to throw it in your guys' face if it's Ichiro, but I'm good with that answer.
Are you confident with that, though?
No, those were just the first two names that came to mind, but Ken Griffey makes a lot of sense as well. He had an incredible career.
I mean, if you really want to take over here.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, so there's no throwing in any face
Yeah,
because
for
I'm giving
sure.
you the opportunity right now.
I'm good. I won't do that to you.
Oh, here we go.
I'm doubting the Jeter now. I'm not gonna lie. I am kind of leaning maybe more towards Ichiro.
Really?
I am.
Why now, though? Like,
Jeter was so overrated.
Oh my God.
That's a side conversation.
Yeah.
just stop. Just stop. He became the best version of himself every postseason.
Below average defender.
Agreed.
Oh God.
Dante and I rarely agree. We agree on this one.
Pull up his WAR.
It probably wasn't that good.
He's awesome, man. What the hell are you guys talking about? The freaking captain. Stop. Just stop.
He won championships. I'm not taking that away.
Yeah, and he became the best version of himself in all the biggest moments.
that's all that matters.
He's like the Eli Manning of baseball.
Yeah, exactly. Eli Manning wasn't that good.
He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Top 10 in touchdown passes, top 10 in passing yards, 2 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowl MVPs.
We're getting sidetracked.
Slayed the Patriots twice during a dynasty. Stop.
All right, what do you want to do?
That's how we're going with Jeter?
Let's.
Are we going with Jeter?
He did just make the case for Jeter, so.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going to do all that and say you don't know.
You break the tie.
Come on, I'm going with Jeter.
All right, let's go. Ken Griffey Jr. and Derek Jeter. Final answer. Send it in.
Send it in, Jerome!
Answers: Derek Jeter and Ichiro Suzuki.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So
What a plot twist.
Zach
Phil,
was right.
say it. No.
Zach was right.
Hold on a second. I think that's why it's a plot twist.
Yes.
I think we were both right.
And Dante was right.
And we were wrong about the assumption that we made with Ken Griffey Jr.
One of us didn't say Ken Griffey Jr. One of us said 2 names only, and it was the 2 right answers.
And I was positive Ken Griffey Jr. was one of them.
I thought that was like a story when that happened with Ken Griffey Jr.
I mean, you can look at my paper. I have Ichiro and Jeter. There are no other names right now.
Now we'll have to vet this because we know from time to time their answer is flawed. So we'll circle back. Right now, the situation's under review. Next question.
Question number 3. Since 1950, 6 current ACC schools have won college football national championships. Name them.
Okay, real quick, can you repeat the question, DG?
Question number 3. Since 1950, 6 current ACC schools have won college football national championships. Name them.
Goodness gracious. I mean, we're naming 6 here, Mike?
All right.
We got a quick start here.
3 are right out of the bat.
I got to do 2. Clemson, Florida State.
There you go.
And Miami.
Yeah, so
I think Virginia Tech's on there.
They went to a national title game. They never won it, I don't think.
I thought they won it in like 90.
No, because they played Florida State in the national title game. I believe it was 99 with Peter Warwick and the Knowles. They lost that game with Michael Vick.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they won one before that.
No, they weren't
like
there.
a split one.
No.
All right. Let's get the other 3.
So we have Clemson, Florida State, and Miami.
Locks.
Yeah. Okay. Could there have been, and I'm just throwing it out there, could there have been a Duke title way back, 1954? Does that ring a bell with anyone? I'm just trying to eliminate schools.
I don't love it, but I was thinking SMU.
I got
the Pony Excess 30 for 30 doc. I don't know if they won a natty.
I think they did in the late 70s with like Eric Dickerson, right?
I don't know. But I do have one that is guaranteed. Georgia Tech. Split with Colorado.
Yes.
Right, 4 locks.
All right, so we're four of the 6 for this unreasonable question.
Cal and Stanford, I think we could probably eliminate, right? Because they are current ACC teams.
Oh, God.
I have no idea.
Well,
I
that's
forgot.
what I'm saying. Like, there's a bunch of new ACC teams.
I could rip the list here. I wrote down, I think, all of them.
Okay, yeah, go.
I feel like Pittsburgh.
SMU, Stanford, Cal, UNC, Duke, UVA, Boston College, Louisville, Wake, NC State, Pittsburgh.
What about Boston College?
I don't think they've ever been good enough consistently. Like they've had
even with
year,
the Flutie, the pass.
Yeah, I don't even know if
if
they were that good that year. Maybe.
What about NC State?
They've done in basketball.
Okay.
But I don't.
That might be a sneaky one.
I know. I mean, I'm not going to remember really anything before like 1980.
Right.
That's the hard part. So it's like,
That's why 6 since 1950. It's like,
I know.
My 2 votes would be SMU and Virginia Tech.
I like SMU.
Yeah, I do too. I like SMU.
Yeah.
Tech?
I don't like Virginia Tech, but I really like Pittsburgh.
Do you?
You know what?
Pittsburgh was really, really good in the 60s and 70s and even early 80s.
They have some of the best alumni
They're the best
in
like Hall of Fame
NFL history. From like Dan Marino and Larry Fitzgerald. And they have an incredible list of alumni.
Oh, so SMU and Pittsburgh.
I'm not sure because if SMU would have done it, it probably would have been during that Eric Dickerson time. I would assume. But
I've seen the doc. I just don't remember if they won.
I know. I don't either.
But I mean, they were at the peak of the sport.
They were.
And so I think it's reasonable, even though we're going back to.
But the big story with SMU is that they got stuff stripped away. I don't think a national title was ever something that was stripped away with all the, with the death penalty and all that stuff. Maybe. What about North Carolina?
I thought about them.
Basketball school.
I know, big time. But
I still like Virginia Tech.
Can you remember the era?
Yeah, like the 90s.
The 90s?
Yeah, like
In
early
VTech?
90s.
See, I can rattle off who won the title in the 90s. It was not Virginia Tech.
It was not like a split title?
No, I don't believe so.
Because what I'm thinking is it was a split title. I mean, they're known as a football school. They had to have done something to earn that title.
They were very, very good in the 90s. And I remember they played in the national title game, but I don't think they ever won a title.
Say it.
This should be like name 4 of the 6.
Yeah.
You're going back to 1950s and 60s. I know Mike and Mark were in middle school, but we weren't alive.
No.
All right, let's just pick an answer here.
Did we just stick with SMU? Because that was your first initial?
Sure.
Well, I think we still need one more, though.
No, we got
Pitt.
I think Pitt.
Are we including Pitt?
Oh, are we doing Pitt?
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. Here, so we got Pitt, Clemson, Florida State, Miami, Georgia Tech, SMU.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to go VTech?
I do, yeah. But I'm okay. If the group doesn't want to go that direction, I'm okay with that. I don't feel super confident. I'm like 50-50 on it.
Okay. Drew, you feel super confident because you can rattle off the teams from the 90s that won championships.
Correct. And I do not remember that Virginia Tech was ever one of them. We're talking like Nebraska, Florida, Miami, Alabama won a title in there. Obviously, Georgia Tech, Florida State, Tennessee. Those were all the teams that won titles in the 90s.
All right, we're going way long here. We got to go. Let's go. So what are we doing? We're doing SMU or Pitt?
SMU, Pitt, Georgia
SMU
Tech,
and Pitt.
outside of the 3 locks.
Okay, so Pitt, Clemson, Florida State, Miami, Georgia Tech, SMU. Okay, final answer, send it in.
Send it in, Jerome!
Answers: Miami, Clemson, Florida State, Pittsburgh, Georgia Tech, and Syracuse.
Oh, Syracuse.
I legit forgot Syracuse was in.
I did too. I didn't have.
Yeah, I was
gonna
say they weren't on the list.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was going based on my brain.
Yeah, and I don't. I know I wouldn't have guessed Syracuse.
No, I wouldn't have. I mean, but
is that going Pony Express or
the Ernie Davis, the
Ernie
Express
Davis?
area?
Yeah. All right. So we'll finish up. We have one more question with a curveball. Also, there's one Denver Bronco that suddenly feels like a must for next season, yet his future is unclear. That's all next.
The Broncos have fired offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi.
We take the next step today.
With a rising star like Davis Webb waiting in the wings, is Sean Payton clearing the path to keep his talented QB coach in Denver? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, the cold weather is here. Stoke here from my friends at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Has another company told you that you need a new furnace? Time to throw in the challenge flag. Rocks Heating and Air offers no obligation, free second opinions. And don't forget about heat pump rebates. They've never been better. Up to $13,500 only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that Jeep.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
All right, football fans, Foundation Kia wants you to catch a ride to the playoffs in an all-new Kia Sportage plug-in hybrid.
We got cars, yes we do.
With all-wheel drive, bold style, and smart tech that reads the field, this SUV is built for the mile high.
Woohoo!
Go Gridiron! Go big savings! Go Foundation! See us in Wheat Ridge or visit foundationkia.com and catch a ride.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today, because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you, it can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic will give you back your sex life, because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So, make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Hey, Colorado, when you're in the market for a new truck or SUV, head to Johnson Auto Plaza. Explore their huge selection of new Chevy, Buick, and GMC trucks and SUVs. Find your new truck or SUV at JohnsonChevyBuickGMC.com. Stop in and experience the Johnson advantage that so many now know. Johnson Auto Plaza is your truck and SUV headquarters. Just north of E470 on Highway 85, JohnsonChevyBuickGMC.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-691-9999. That's 800-691-9999.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager. Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from
we can be twinsies
to
how was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom.
Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax-free edition only. Roughly 37% of filings qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. Now this is taxes.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax Free Edition. See if you qualify at TurboTax.com/free. No schedules except for Earned Income Tax Credit, Child Tax Credit, Student Loan Interest, and Schedule 1A.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors. Colorado homes face more risk than ever from intense weather, including wildfire exposure. 5280 Exteriors prioritizes fire-resistant, non-combustible, low-maintenance exterior upgrades with reliable quality installations. Protect your home with James Hardy siding, TimberTech decking, and Pella Impervia fiberglass windows, all designed to stand up to heat, weather, and time. They also offer 60 months no-interest financing. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code PLAN to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code PLAN.
to borrow up to $10,000. Use code PLAN to borrow up to $10,000.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, let's finish up trivia. We went unreasonably long in that last segment.
Yeah, way too long.
Someone's got to get control of the show. All right, we have one more curveball question, and then we will sequence out of that and get back to some Denver sports. But before we do, Dante Gomez, hit the music. What's our final question?
All right, here is your curveball question. The Golden Raspberry Awards, a.k.a. the Razzies, are parody awards meant to commemorate the worst of cinema every year. Which actor or actress has, quote-unquote, won the most Razzies? Is it Adam Sandler, Sylvester Stallone, Bo Derek, Kevin Costner, or Madonna?
File this under things I have never heard of.
Have you never heard of the Razzies?
No.
It's like, he explained it, but it's like the worst, basically. It's like worst movie, worst acting performance.
I was expecting to hear like Keanu Reeves' name.
I was thinking Ben Affleck, too, for Geely, stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Batman.
What about Madonna?
Was she in that many movies? To me, it was Stallone and Sandler.
That last one,
Because Sandler's made some bad movies in the last, 10 years.
He really has.
The Happy Gilmore 2 one was horrible.
People hate me. I don't find Adam Sandler funny in 25 years.
See, look at us coming together. I'm not an Adam Sandler guy either.
Me either.
People hate me for that take.
Same.
I like me some Adam Sandler. I do. I don't think he's the funniest. Now, don't get that wrong.
It's a taste. It's your, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people like chocolate. Some people like vanilla. Butter
people
pecan.
like both?
Yeah.
So you think it's Adam
Stallone's
Sandler?
pretty bad.
Yeah, let's go with Stallone.
Yeah.
You want to go with Stallone?
Let's do it.
Sure.
Let's go Stallone. Final answer. Send it in.
Answer with 12 Razzies, Sylvester Stallone.
Let's go. Let's go. Head up. Chin up. All right, so what do we go there?
2-2.
2-2,
right?
but kind of 3-1.
Yeah.
But kind of 3-1. You're asking us a college football championship from the 50s.
Yeah, come on.
They got on you about this, by the way, for a question you asked. I forgot which question it was.
From today?
Yes, but they were like, it was before my time. It was something to do with the Broncos. Oh, most common opponents.
Oh, the team you've played the most in the history of your playoffs?
Yeah, Mike quoted you being like, to quote Zach By, this was before my era.
Before your era, they played in 2005. Mike was here doing the job, right? They just played on the road to Super Bowl 50. Steelers again. The team you face most times in the playoffs. That's not that crazy. But Syracuse winning the national championship in football in 1959. Mike rushed the field. All right. There's one Denver Bronco that suddenly feels like a must for next season, yet his future is unclear. We'll talk about it next.
The Broncos have fired offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi.
We take the next step today.
With a rising star like Davis Webb waiting in the wings, is Sean Payton clearing the path to keep his talented QB coach in Denver? Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
When you're dealing with joint pain, you don't want guesswork. You want a real plan. And that's why I send people to RegenRx in Denver. Their professionalism is on another level, guys. The moment you walk in, they break everything down for you. Maybe it's the Wharton's jelly to support the joints. Maybe it's the shockwave therapy to wake that blood flow back up. Whatever the situation is, they're going to sit you down and map it out step by step. And they're not going to just treat you once and disappear. No. At Regenerex, they're going to build a 6-month booster to help keep your results feeling strong. And that's how you know they're serious about long-term performance. But here's the thing that everybody loves the most. Their consultation is completely free. You heard me, it's free. No risk, no commitment, just real answers. And if you're dealing with degenerative joints or pain that's slowing you down, this is your chance to see if their treatments can work for you. So look, if joint pain is stealing your explosiveness, your confidence, and your ability to keep up with your kids, stop pushing through it. Your quality of life matters. You matter. So you need to give Regenerex a call today at 303-630-9770 for your free consultation. Invest in your future self and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 3/22/26. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
When you've been hit by an 18-wheeler, there's 3 things you need to do. First, call the police and get medical care. Second, don't talk to the insurance company alone. And third, call the truck crash lawyers at Berg Simpson Law Firm. Berg Simpson has 50 years of experience holding them accountable and over $50 million recovered after truck crashes. Call Berg Simpson today and let us fight for you so you can focus on healing.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
Okay, does this happen to anybody else? You sit down with a juicy QPC, some McNuggets, and those golden fries from McDonald's. Then you take a long sip of your Sprite because you can still hear your mama saying, "Don't fill up on that drink before you eat your food." But you're grown now, so you do what you want.
Share and share alike with the 20-piece McNuggets from McDonald's for just $6. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
I wish I'd gotten treated for my erectile dysfunction sooner. Men, I hear this all the time from our patients. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if ED is a problem in your life, resolve to get it treated today. and stop having it affect you and the one you love. ED is simply a medical condition, and it's fully treatable. And at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. Which means if you're like most guys, your ED will be a thing of the past. In fact, you could be having great sex within a day or two of your first appointment, and you'll likely find you're performing like you haven't in a long time. It's the new year. Resolve to get your ED treated and change your life. Call us at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU Hockey skates with Minnesota Duluth with pregame starting at 6:30. Saturday morning on ESPN Denver 1600, DU Lacrosse faces Cleveland State with pregame starting at 11:30, followed by CSU basketball starting at 7. On 104.3 HD3, DU basketball faces Omaha with pregame starting at 1:30, followed by DU hockey skating with Minnesota Duluth in Game 2 starting at 5:30.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, that was fun. That was fun.
Oh, Mike.
Shit, too funny. Too funny. All right. There's one Denver Bronco that suddenly feels like a must for next season, yet his future is unclear. By the way, real quick house cleaning. Ken Griffey Jr., we guessed as a 1 vote shy of the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He received 99.3% of the vote.
Oh, come on.
3 people did not vote him in. These writers, they're the worst. They are the worst. Okay. There's a Bronco that feels like a must for next season, but we don't know what's next in his department with the Broncos. I'm talking about restricted free agent Jaquan McMillan, who, man, oh man, you talk about someone who carved out a niche and revealed their value in such a way that I personally did not see coming. I didn't even think he was going to be a starter. I thought that was going to go to a first rounder out of Texas, Jahdae Barron.
Which usually happens, right? You pick a guy in the first round, he's going to play.
Typically. Wasn't the case. Wasn't the case at all. Jahdae Barron fought for that job, did not roll over for that job in the summer, and never really came close to giving it up. The Broncos had one of the 3 lowest completion percentages when targeting the slot, and that's where J-Mac lives. And now we just don't know the future here as he is a restricted free agent.
Yeah, and restricted free agent, that means that the Denver Broncos can match anything a team throws out there. $40 million, if the Denver Broncos have it and want to keep J-Mac, they're going to have to give J-Mac $40 million. Now, with that being said, it's a little harder for J-Mac to probably want to stay here because he's going to want a big-time contract for what he has done. He's an undrafted free agent, so it's not like he had a bunch of money to start with. He's earned his right to go out there and truly see if he can get as much money as possible and the money that he deserves. I mean, the man had his best career season. Right? It was 40 solo tackles, had 2 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions, took one of the interceptions to the house for a touchdown. Okay, 9 pass deflections, was sticky all over his coverage when it came to the slot receivers or the tight ends or the running backs. He did his part, wrapping up tackling, and so now he wants his money. Now, are the Denver Broncos willing to give him his money? My guessing is no. The reason for that, they drafted a first-round draft pick in Jahdae Barron. You have George Payton, who has paid all of his players that he has drafted so far. He's going to want to see what Jahdae Barron has to offer as a nickel before he moves him maybe to the outside if someone like Riley Moss doesn't pan out. If that's the case and they want to see more of Jahdae Barron, how are they going to pay Jaquan McMillan? Or why would they want to pay Jaquan McMillan, knowing that he's going to battle and want to play? And actually, he's going to be the starter if you're paying Jaquan to be the nickel. Jahdae Barron's going to sit there and just wait his time on his rookie deal, it doesn't make any sense.
Man, oh man, I know the Broncos have a fantastic defense, but the defense doesn't get better if J-Mac walks out the door.
I agree with you, man. But what do you do?
And you just rattled off all the awesome stuff he did this year. Let's add one more. He made the biggest play of the season and sent the Broncos to the AFC Championship game. Like, man, but I
been healthy for 2 straight years,
it's
17
true.
games, has played in all every single game.
Yeah.
Like, what more can that man do?
Not much. Not much. He was great this year. Not good, great. And you talk about like Broncos that overachieve this season. Now maybe say I didn't overachieve. This is just who I am. But we've seen him play before. We've never seen him play to this level that we saw this year. And so the Broncos are going to have a decision to make. You know, he is more of a proven concept than Jahdae Barron. Jahdae Barron is still a forecast at this point. Didn't play a lot as a rookie. So
But that's an excuse. That's the excuse that they're going to give Jaquan McMillan. Look, we want to keep you. We want to keep you here. But 1, you're going to cost too much money, and we want you to get your money. Number 2, we drafted this guy in the first round, not to sit behind you, but to be the starter at some point. And the only way we can see him develop is if you leave. Jaquan McMillan, I believe, is going to be out of here because somebody is going to want to pay him. And I don't believe that the Denver Broncos are going to match whatever a team is offering.
Yeah. Very interesting scenario here. I could never have forecasted us having this conversation back in August. Never. Dante, behind the glass, you got something?
I do. And Zach, you wouldn't have seen this because you were at the game, but before the AFC Championship, they had a little sit-down with Mike Vrabel and Bill Cowher on the broadcast. And they were talking about Bill Cowher was Mike Vrabel's first head coach in the NFL as a Steeler, and then he went to New England.
That's right.
And it was a great interview in general. But at one point, they're talking about Vrabel leaving to go from Pittsburgh to New England. And same thing, he was a restricted free agent. And Vrabel talks about it, and he basically said that Cowher came up to him at one point and said, I can offer you what those guys are offering you, but I can't offer you the same opportunity as those guys. And Vrabel was a big fan of that comment because he was basically saying, like, hey, you should probably look elsewhere.
Yeah.
Do you think anything like that could be happening with the Broncos McMillan, where there is a bigger role out there on a different team for him?
I do. I think that George is going to pretty much say something like that. Like, look, we can offer you that, but you want your money and you want to be able to truly play. Well, here we have a first-round draft pick that we want to play. So it's best for both parties if we separate. You go get your money and continue to play and flourish, and we're going to continue to develop this young player that I, George Payton, want. And that's just how it goes. Like, that's the business part of it. I want Jaquan McMillan here. He makes plays for us. He's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, reasons we were able to beat the Buffalo Bills there at the end to move on to the AFC Championship. But also, he's an undrafted free agent. And when you're undrafted, that means that they didn't think highly of you enough to draft you at all. So, like, to them, it was like, it's a lucky thing that happened, but now you're in the way of our guy that we really want. That's Jahdae Barron. Is it the right move? My guessing is it won't be. But is it the move that they're going to probably do? Yes, because it's a business move, and everybody wants to be right.
Man, oh, man. There's an element. Well, first of all, obviously, I understand these dynamics to be true historically. But there's always, in the back of my head, like, you are valuing your vision and your initial forecast of a player over the substance of what the tape says. And I know that's life in the NFL, but it doesn't mean that.
But what George would tell you is, look at my resume.
Yeah.
Quinn Miners was the one that they signed.
Yeah.
Who's another big one?
Jonathan Cooper. Yeah.
Nick Bonito now.
Nick Bonito, yeah.
Right. For him, it's like I draft these guys because I believe in a couple years they're going to be where I believe they're going to be, and they're going to get paid the big money. Jaquan McMillan was an undrafted free agent that they just picked up off the quote-unquote street. They didn't know that he was going to be this type of ball player. So I believe that someone like George is going to look at it like, hey, man, like let's both win. You go get paid, and I'll advocate for you to get as much money as possible. Just get out of my hair so Jahdae Barron can be the guy that I believe he can be.
Man, oh, man, oh, man.
And only time's going to tell.
That's right.
That's
right. This was George's tone when asked about J-Mac as an extension candidate.
Yeah, he's a restricted. Great story. J-Mac, we got him as a college free agent, and I remember his first year, we started him outside against the Chargers in the last game of the year, and I'm just like, oh man, he's 5'9", he's going to play outside against his receivers, and he played a great game, and you're like, wow, maybe we have something here, and then he's just gotten better, run game, pass game. We're going to work through that, as a staff, in that deep dive and kind of go through that and just keep that in-house.
All right. Obviously, he's not going to tip his hand, but, one of the first things he said there in that cut is, great story.
Yeah.
Well, how about great player?
No, for sure. Great story. But, that's what it sounds like. But.
Right.
And then when you say, hey, the staff and I are going to come together and talk it out, it's like, why not go out there and say, we want him back? The other coaches are saying that about some of their players. Why not? You may not get him back, but why not sit there and say, hey, we want him back. Make him feel the love. What that felt like to me was great story, but it's not what we want.
Right.
He's 5'9", so it's not what we want. So good for him to go out there and make some money, use us to make money. But now it's Jahdae Barron's turn.
Right.
Crazy, man. Crazy world.
Yeah, it's probably, and we'll see how it ages, but it's probably just the reality of the NFL landscape and projections, forecasts, first-round draft picks. Yep. It's like, okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it ages. I just hope the Broncos aren't in a position next year where it's like, oh, we're starting to see why Jahdae Barron wasn't on the field.
Yeah. We're fixing to find out.
We're fixing to find out. Okay. We had the best kind of news drop out of the sky today revolving around the king of Denver sports, Nikola Jokic. All right. And also last night, a mixed bag of good and bad in one department. Also, is Sean Payton being figured out as a play caller? We will get to all of that as we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
The Broncos have fired offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi.
We take the next step today.
With a rising star like Davis Webb waiting in the wings, is Sean Payton clearing the path to keep his talented QB coach in Denver? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion, or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, Dr. Joseph Ramos is both a doctor and a lawyer, combining legal and medical expertise. He can help. Ramos Law, the official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. RamosLaw.com.
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Everything costs more. Groceries, rent, power. Families are stretched thin. And while they feel the squeeze, America's energy is stuck, waiting. Projects stalled, jobs on hold. Those delays, we all pay for them. Clearing the way for energy built here at home means more jobs, more reliable power, and a more affordable future. It's time to power the American dream. Tell Senate Democrats, pass energy permitting reform now. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Big tax changes this year could mean a bigger refund, and Jackson Hewitt knows how to get you your biggest. You'll get $100 just to try us. That won't make you filthy rich, but definitely gas plus groceries rich. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back, which would make you low-key loaded. Or at least wealthy adjacent? Go with our trusted pros and get $100 to switch. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Your air duct cleaning experts, Ductworks.
Hey guys, feeling cooped up this winter? Mark Schlereth here. You know these Colorado nights can get freezing cold with your furnace running nonstop just to keep things cozy. But here's the thing. While your heating system is working overtime, it's also blowing dust, dirt, and debris through your air ducts and straight into the air you breathe. That's where Ductworks comes in. Your trusted air duct cleaning experts. Using a powerful combination of scraping and vacuuming technology, the Ductworks team clears out years of buildup, grime, and other gunk hiding in your ductwork. The results? Cleaner, fresher air, better energy efficiency, and a healthier home or office for you and your family. Don't wait until spring. Breathe easier now with top-rated service from Ductworks. Call them at 303-425-0985 or visit them online today at ductworks.com for a free residential or commercial estimate.
303-425-0985.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Need a plumber? Euro Plumbing has the lowest prices in town. Rock bottom prices on whole house repipes, sewer line repairs, even water heaters. 720-500-3000.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, rolling downhill here on a Friday. Appreciate you guys rocking with us. Man, we got the best kind of news today. Like, the best kind of news. And honestly, I think that Denver Sports needed some good news right now. Just to be honest, because big picture, Denver Sports have been on fire. On fire. And we've talked about it, obviously, for months. The Broncos' best season in a decade. The Avs, a historical start.
Fast start, yeah.
The Nuggets, Jokic was having his best season. Really fast start. Best start in the organization's history after about a month and a half or so.
The depth, I mean, everything was going right.
Yep. But then the Broncos lose in the AFC Championship game. Bo Nix breaks his ankle in the round previous. Sean Payton and Bo Nix having a little public, argument, war of words, like, however you would want to describe it. Coaches getting fired left and right. The Avs, like that wagon, they kind of fell off the wagon.
Who are they right now?
Not a good,
pick their identity back up.
I know I can help you. Right now, they are not a good hockey club. Right now, that team can lose to anyone in the NHL right now.
The unprofessional approach, that's exactly where they're going with things. 2 back-to-back losses like that? That's crazy. It's insane to think.
It is.
Our Colorado Avalanche that have been so dominant, they look like this right now.
Yeah. And the injuries left and right. We get news yesterday while we were on the air. Aaron Gordon's going to be out for a month and a half. So, like, big picture, good. But, like, get close enough to the situation, not great for the Broncos, not great for the Avs, and not great for the Nuggets. So both things are true at the same time. But when we got the news earlier today that fell out of the sky, because we got the news that Jokic would be evaluated, next week again. He's coming back, and he's coming back tonight. And the sun is back in the solar system.
The sun is shining.
And I'm fired up to watch this game tonight against a really, really good Clippers team. Now, if you are not an NBA fan, or maybe you're just a casual fan, you look at the Clippers record, it doesn't really tell you what you need to know about who that basketball team is right now, because their record says they're 22-24.
Don't look at it.
But I've been watching this team on League Pass.
Yeah.
This team is the hottest team in the NBA. They are 9-1 in their last 10. They are 17-3 in their last 20. And Kawhi Leonard, for all the incredible stuff that he has done in his career, and I know he can be a frustrating player from an availability standpoint and a handful of other things, he might be having the best year of his entire career at 34 years old.
I mean, you got James Harden, Kawhi Leonard. I mean, everybody seems to be healthy as of right now for them, and you know how that goes. So, yeah, they're playing the best basketball right now in the NBA. And the great thing about it is you have the Denver Nuggets that have been able to stay afloat without the man, the myth, the legend, Jokic, and a bunch of starters that have been in and out, but usually out of the lineup. Lineup.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting thing, but yet now you have Jokic back. You have the hottest team in the NBA right now with the Clippers doing what they're doing. This is going to be a fun matchup tonight.
It really will be. It really will be. And I would just tell you this from an expectation standpoint. Love that the Joker's back. But for tonight specifically, I do not have a whole ton of expectation, okay? And because historically, and we've talked about this through the years, historically, when a team is welcoming back a superstar that is involved as much in everything as he is, recalibrating how to play after he has missed the most time of his entire career was this stretch he is just coming out of. And I've said to you numerous times in the last 3 years doing the show together that the most taken for granted thing in Denver sports is the availability of Jokic.
Yes.
And that was tested this past month, but these non-Jokic Nuggets responded in a way that I could have never guessed, Phil. Never guessed. You talk about overachieving. This group to go 9-6 or 10-6.
10-6. Don't disrespect them now.
After last night, going to 10-6 in the 16 games that he was missing, it feels like a minor miracle.
So then how is this going to work? What is it going to look like with Jokic back in the mix? Does things drop off? Do they get better? I mean, you're talking about Jokic. Jokic's superpower is getting everybody involved.
Right.
It's not necessarily his athletic ability and high flying. He doesn't do that. Now, yes, he will score. But we've also seen games where Jokic refuses to shoot the ball, refuses to score. Are we going to see something like that where it's like Jokic knows that it's going to be different, kind of getting back in the mix of things? Let me get everybody else involved. And then when there's an opportunity that presents itself, then I'll take that shot.
Phil, I have no idea. And you want to know why I have no idea? Because we have never seen him in this situation. The most games he ever missed in a row was 7. That's it. And here he has missed more than double that. So I really don't know if he'll ease back into it and be more of a lubricant and try to get everyone involved. Maybe he'll be super aggressive. Of anyone around the league, Zubac, their center, gives him as much trouble as you can give someone of Jokic's caliber. Yeah. So I really don't know. I don't know what to expect. I don't know if he's on a minute restriction. I just don't know.
Okay, so we know you don't know. But what do you want? What do you want to see? Do you want to see him out there a lot? Do you want to see him out there very little, just getting ready for the OKC game?
Yeah, Sunday night on NBC.
But then again, you don't want to give him just a little bit to taste and then all of a sudden throw him into the fire against OKC. That's a big-time matchup.
Right. That's a really good question. If I were David Adelman, I would ease him back into it. It's not about winning a game on January 30th. It's about easing him physically back in and let the almost result be secondary, because the importance of getting him back right physically and reacclimated is the biggest thing facing this organization right now. So win or lose, I would say, hey, you're not going to play, more than 28 minutes or something like that.
I can dig 28 minutes.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this: something is a little fishy. That Jokic was supposed to be reevaluated next week.
Yeah.
He decides that he wants to play today. My guessing is he's making that decision. He's feeling good about himself.
Yeah, I agree with this.
But also, we all know that if Jokic would miss today and, correct me if I'm wrong, Z, the OKC game, then he's disqualified from the MVP race.
Yep.
But now that he's playing,
Or
he has to stay healthy.
or all NBA. Yeah.
Or all NBA. But
Yeah.
now that he's playing, he has to stay healthy, though.
Yeah.
He can still be in both those races.
He can be, but
is that in his head, though? Do you think it's in the back of his head, or maybe it's in the front of his head? Why would you do this all of a sudden now?
It's a good question. I just following Jokic for as long as I know he cares. I know he cares. He's got a trophy case at his house with his achievements on display. He cares.
The team is 10-6.
Yeah, I just think that when you're his importance from a health standpoint is the most important thing facing this organization, and anything else, it's not only secondary, it's tertiary. It's way in the back seat.
Yeah.
So for myself, I am turning that compartment of my brain off. If he goes and wins the MVP, that would be amazing, and I'm going to win a bet. But if he doesn't and he misses more, because there's going to be back-to-backs, and you might have to manage this thing, and I just don't think an individual accomplishment that he has done 3 different times already should be at the top of mind.
No, I'm just putting it out there. It's a little weird, right? That all of a sudden you're getting the news, and we thought this may have happened before we got the news.
Correct.
That hey, Jokic was going to try to play.
I thought he was going to come back against the Nets.
All right, and so but then we get the news that hey, maybe next week. It's just a little weird.
It is strange. No, you're right, because it's a pivot.
It doesn't matter. I mean, Jokic is ready to play. He's ready to play. If he wants to come and play, be my guest. Go out there and do your part. You are the best player in the game right now.
No doubt. There's no doubt. Okay, well, we'll see what happens tonight. Real quick, in terms of last night, pretty entertaining game against the Brooklyn Nets. And I thought low-key it was an important win that they had to have. You already lost to Brooklyn. Brooklyn's one of the worst teams in the NBA. And you cannot let them, the Nuggets had lost their last 3 games at home. You don't want to let that keep going. And so was it a little bit tougher than it had to be? They were up 15 at halftime. You look up in the fourth quarter, it was tied. But I'll say this, man. Michael Porter Jr. in his return last night, he got a tribute video. And, I told you yesterday, I said, he's going to play great tonight.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't think he was going for 38.
I know.
I didn't think he was going for 38.
My man was on fire.
He really, and exactly. You saw MPJ be just a loose version of himself, and they run everything through him. Like Jordy Fernandez, their coach, former assistant for Michael Malone, I think he shot 28 times.
He did.
I mean, what was the next most net that shot the basketball? There was no one even in the mix. So everything that they're doing is through him. And good for MPJ for coming back to his former home and making shots and getting the ovation that he got. He deserves that. He deserves that. But when the game got tight, it was kind of like a duel throughout the game between he and Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
Which was so fun to watch. But when the game was hanging in the balance, Jamal Murray, who had struggled for the previous 2 quarters after a good start, man, he was the guy that lifted the Nuggets across the finish line. And there were several opportunities for Michael Porter Jr. to make big shots, and he fell short.
Yeah, but where have we seen that before? MPJ looks great and all of a sudden goes quiet on you. He's done it multiple times as a Denver Nugget. When you look at Jamal, though, the same thing. Jamal, there's times where he looks great, then it goes quiet, but then all of a sudden, the clutch moments, Jamal Murray is ready to go, and that's exactly what happened in this game.
Yeah. Here was Jamal talking about playing against his former teammate, Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah, I mean, he's always super aggressive, but reading the blitzes and double teams, he's gotten better. And he's seen it more often, you know what I'm saying? And then just everything. He's such a great shooter. He still makes the same shots that he's always made. So tough cover, but it definitely helps knowing him and knowing his game to defend him. You know what I'm saying? You can definitely tell if if you don't know Mike at all and you're playing against him, he's going to light you up. So I think our advantage is just 28 shots is insane.
Yeah.
You look at it like,
It
damn.
is. But hey, you're in that situation. It's a bad situation.
You wanted that situation.
And look, he's averaging a career high just like I thought he would, and he's playing for a bad team just like I thought he would. So, good for both parties. Good for MPJ feeling the love from the Denver crowd. A core member of a championship, right? Third most threes made in the history of the Denver Nuggets organization. The most ever made in a single season in the history of the Denver Nuggets organization. I think this was a win-win for both teams. We'll see what how the rest of this experience, because he could get moved here in the next 6 days.
Yeah, it might be a win-win-win for him, where it's like, hey, I ball out, and now I'm going somewhere else where I'm in the postseason.
Yeah.
So,
all right, this is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive. Woo! Rolling downhill on a Friday with incredible momentum. It has been a wacky week here with the Denver Broncos. In a way that, you know, you just, and I know we sort of touched on it in the previous segment, like big picture, Denver Sports good, you know, more granular and in the moment, not great. You know, with all the injuries on the Nuggets front, the Avalanche, I don't know what is going on with it. They look like either bored.
Z, we can't say, we can't say that. We're talking about professional athletes. We're talking about an Avalanche team. I would understand that if they won the Stanley Cup last year and won it the year before that, and they're like, man, we're tired of winning. But we're talking about a team that's trying to get past the second round, a team that still has injuries. You still need to be in it. And for some odd reason, they look like they've cashed out because of the Olympics coming on, because of some of these injuries. But they have to find a way to get out of this funk and get back to doing what they do best, and that's whooping some ass.
Yeah, well,
Whooping some abs.
Well, they're taking the whooping right now.
They are.
I mean, losing 7-3 last night, 5-2 the night before that, 7-3 against the Flyers, 7-3 against the Predators. This is all in the last 10, 12 days. It just they've got to figure it out. They've got to figure it out, and I feel like that team just needs a break right now. Maybe not from the physical exhaustion, because they've taken some of these losses on the backside. Like they had 2 days off before the Sens game. Yeah. And so I think, but mentally.
Just get away from it, make some adjustments, and then go from there.
Yeah. And the power play continues to be, I mean, dude, they're getting scored on their own power play at the highest rate in the NHL.
Was there 9?
9.
Shorthanded goals. Are we kidding? Who are we kidding?
It's insane.
It's crazy.
That team can lose to anyone in the NHL as they're currently playing. And then the Broncos, you have a team that was just in the AFC Championship game, fell 3 points short, and all that happened the week after is you fired, feels like, half the staff, and you have the coach and quarterback publicly just not in a good space. Just safe to say there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a weird week.
It has been. It's just like what's happening next. You know, you have Bo that's going out there saying, "Hey, look, don't speak for me." Pretty much, Sean. I can speak for myself, and that's why let's say it how it is. He called his own little meeting, little cuddle huddle, whatever we want to call it. But yeah, things are just a little weird in that facility right now, and it's all because of you lose. You come one game away from the Super Bowl and you lose, and you really want to know what's really going on. You want to point the finger at somebody, and this is where you start to make those changes, because people that have made you angry or you didn't agree with what they're doing during the season, you're like, this is the time to get rid of those type of people that you don't want. The coaching staff, players, maybe. You know, you start to evaluate what's good for this situation moving forward. So it's going to be interesting to see moving forward what this looks like once Sean Payton comes back from vacation. He needs a vacation right now. Get away from all this, then come back with a clear head, maybe have a conversation with Bo at some point to hash things out.
Sure.
Bo, do the exact same thing. Get away from this, come back with a clear head, and then let's go from there.
I wonder, quick question about Bo. Last year they said that Bo was here the entire offseason. He was in the facility every day like he was in the season. I wonder if that's going to switch up here this offseason.
It's not healthy. I'll tell you that. Like, you have to get away from all this. Like, go somewhere else and work out. You can always come back here when it's time to start working out. But knowing that, the playbook now.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be in that facility just to be there.
Well, here's the thing. He's going to have to rehab, too.
Well, and that's true. So he'll be here at the beginning, but it's an ankle, right? It's a broken ankle. So it's not like he's rehabbing a ligament. So once he gets cleared, he says 6 to 8 weeks, it should be with a break. Once he gets cleared, leave. Go have fun. Come back with the mindset of, all right, it's time to go, because it seems like Bo is he's very tightly wound.
Definitely.
And he needs to relax. This is the time to relax. And you don't get a lot of time. Think about it. Here in a minute, it's going to be combine. Then it's going to be, they're going to have OTAs. Then you're going to look up, and it's going to be camp. And then you're going to wish you had some downtime off. So for Bo, it's clear your head. You had a great year. Find a way to keep yourself healthy. Check on those ankles, because we don't want that to become a problem. And you go from there.
Well, we'll see what it looks like. I'm sure we'll be getting updates here, throughout the next couple of weeks on how this is going. By the way, we talk about Sean and Bo not being on the same page. They also weren't close to being on the same page with the timetable for the injury either. I mean, just like Bo said 6 to 8.
Yeah.
I think they said 12 weeks. I think Sean Payton said 12 weeks. So, yeah, the whole thing needs to get smoothed over. I'm sure it will in just a matter of time. But I wanted to bring this up. I threw out the question, 20 minutes ago. Is Sean Payton being figured out as a play caller? And the reason that I'm mentioning this is, it's twofold. One, I was reading an article, ESPN.com, from Jeff Legwold, and within the article, really interesting couple sentences. He said, in a survey of several defensive coaches and personnel executives in recent days, revealed that the Broncos offense might have tipped plays by its personnel groupings more often than it had in the past seasons. Payton often substitutes several players before each snap, but patterns emerged based on who was in. That dynamic might not have been the main contributor to Sunday's struggles, but the Patriots appeared prepared and in the right places often, especially on perimeter pass plays and the fateful 4th and 1, end quote. And I go back to what I mentioned on Monday or Tuesday, I forget what day, but I mentioned I was in the CBS sort of pregame area. And
that was Monday.
Okay, and saying that, a lot of Broncos country were giving the Patriot fans that were there a really hard time about Spygate and cheating. Cheater or cheating was like the most common insult hurled at Patriots fans ahead of that AFC title game. And I came in Monday saying I don't think the Patriots are Spygating again, but damn, it did look like they were on whatever the Broncos were doing as if they had their own script.
Yeah, they smelled it out before the play even developed.
As if they hacked into the audio system of delivering the play into Bo Nix and knew where these plays were going. I mean, it was striking. And then a few days later, I'm reading this, and I'm just, the offense for the Denver Broncos hasn't been great for 2 years now. And I'm just wondering how much of an issue. We know Sean Payton and his substitution patterns. We've seen it for 3 years. It looks like hockey lines.
Yes, it's confusing.
Coming on and off the field. And I'm wondering if what he historically has perceived as a great strength of keeping you on your heels from a substitution standpoint and trying to match up with these personnel groupings, if that has turned actually into a weakness.
There are patterns out there. For example, the tight end position, Evan Ingram. And when you look at it, Adam Trotman's out there almost every single play, right? Whether it's pass blocking, catching at the line of scrimmage, no matter what, he's going to be out there. But when Evan Ingram comes into the game, we all know it's going to be a pass. Why? Because Evan Ingram is a liability when it comes to pass blocking. So we know he's a pass tight end. Another one, All right, when you had J.K. Dobbins healthy and you sprinkled in R.J. Harvey at the beginning, you knew it was a pass. When you had Tyler Bidet in there, it was guaranteed a pass. So those are the patterns that people are talking about. Maybe it's Pat Bryant. Maybe it's Cortland Sutton, the way they're lining up. Right, like the packages that they have. At some point when you have 9, 10, 11 games of film on a team, you're going to be able to get those patterns and the trends and say, okay, when they go this package, we know that they're going to pass on this play. And it's usually going to be intermediate to short gain, like just depending on what's going on. So, yeah, there's some patterns that Sean Payton needs to clean up, and that's keeping a tight end in there, like Evan Ingram, long enough to where, yes, he may not be the best pass blocker, but you have to keep him in there to keep a defense honest so that they don't think that when Evan gets into the game, it's just a pass or a running back. But Sean needs to figure things out with the tight end in the running back in order for this to happen and help this offense out, because with Sean Payton's offense with the New Orleans Saints, it was having a really good run game with Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram, and having someone like Jimmy Graham when he was there, like having a versatile tight end. If he can get those two things right, then Sean Payton will be just fine and his play calls will be just fine. But if he does not for a third straight year, that's an issue. Big time issue.
Yeah, and man, I hope that there is like the deepest dive of self-scouting that Sean Payton's ever did happens this offseason. Because this is what we saw in the AFC Championship game. First of all, let me just say this. And this may be unpopular around here. That's okay. I'm still going to say it. Mike Vrabel outcoached Sean Payton pretty badly in the AFC Championship game. And someone hearing this could say, well, they didn't have Bo. Well, hold on now. Jarrett Stidham was the first signing for Sean Payton. Sean Payton believed in Jarrett Stidham to the point where he made his first-round draft pick go through a competition against Jarrett Stidham. Signed him 2 years, $10 million, brought him back on an extension, gave him a raise. And then when it was his turn to play, Sean Payton said, watch out.
Yeah, he did.
Stidham was one of the highest paid backups in the NFL, and the offense produced 7 points.
But there's context to it.
There's definitely context. Of course there is. But when you go to use that player on 4th and 1, the backup, and you go to throw it on 4th and 1, and the play is sniffed out like a hound dog to a steak, and then even Vrabel's approach in the second half, they were not trying to score. They were not trying to be aggressive at all. They just played it perfectly. So I just hope again that Sean Payton, who is fantastic, Sean Payton has impacted the Denver Broncos to a degree that, I mean, we're all optimistic after the hire, but
look what he has done.
It's incredible.
Almost got us to a Super Bowl, literally.
He's a great head coach. He's a cultural builder. He's a franchise flipper. This is the second time he's done this. But from a play calling standpoint, I hope he takes a deep dive in self-reflection to see where some adjustments can be made within himself or even inviting another party into the process.
Well, let's go that route. Have you seen enough from Sean Payton where you're ready to move on from Sean Payton to play caller? Let Sean Payton say, hey, let's step down and let's see who else out there can call these plays. Are you ready for that? Do you want to see that? 2 years, the offense has been stagnant.
Yeah.
2 years, the offense has been the weak link.
Right.
Even our special teams has came around and done some good stuff for us. But offensively, they have not been consistent enough for us, especially in the run game, especially at the tight end position, where you have to be very versatile in Sean Payton's offense.
Well, I'll say this. I'll add some flesh to what you're saying. The Broncos went 3 and out 25% of their possessions this season.
That's crazy.
25% 3 and out. That's a bottom 4 number in the NFL. And it's not a new issue either. They were a bottom 3 rate in 3 and out last season. So the sample size is appropriate. We have enough data and just eye test to know that this offense has been disjointed for a couple years now. And so, but to go back to your question, I mean, look, Sean Payton, you mentioned this before. His identity as a head coach is through the lens of play calling.
Yes.
This is why he got the Saints job in the first place. It's not like the guy forgot how to coach football, but I'm just wondering.
But times have changed.
Times have changed. And the information available to these the smartest era of coaches. Now, they've always been smart, but the data and information at the fingertips of these organizations, I just and the Broncos have all that stuff too, don't get me wrong. But I'm just wondering, look, Sean Payton himself, 10 days before the AFC Championship game, is having the most reflective and vulnerable response to a question that he's had in 3 years, and it was about play calling. And it was about like trusting his own self with the play calling. So it should be under review. That's all. It should be under review. I'm not pounding the table saying he's got to give up play calling. But the entire operation, they need to pop the hood, drain the oil, look at every facet that is the engine of the Broncos offense.
I mean, I think I'm on the other side of this. I think for Sean, I think he needs to step down from play calling.
Oh, you do?
I do. I think it's time. I think he just needs to be that coach that works on game management. You could still, it's your team. So at some point, if you feel like the next offensive coordinator, I think it's going to be Davis Webb, is not doing a good job, just like Dan Campbell did with the Lions, you take back control.
Sure.
You have the deciding, like you get to decide what truly happens. But maybe you take a step back. All right, just think about your team. All right, worry about the game management part. Do that part to a high level, and let's see what someone like Davis Webb can do for us with his new offensive mind that everybody else, all these other teams want to hire, right? He had a bunch of head coaching options. Well, let's see why. Let's see. He's going to be an offensive coordinator at some point, so let's see what he can do, and you go from there. All right, and fresh mind. Now, we know that Davis Webb is still going to have a lot of the same plays that Sean wants because Davis Webb's learning from Sean. But you're getting a different point of view with just a new, fresh mind that's young, that Bo actually likes.
Yeah, and that is, I suppose, a good point about you're not signing some lifetime contract if you give up the play calling.
No.
And we talked about this yesterday or the day before. You can do a hybrid like Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy did, like end-of-half situations, like or what have you. Did Nick Sirianni toggle back and forth with play calling?
He might have.
I believe I remember that. I remember Sean McDermott as a defensive head coach in Buffalo. Leslie Frazier was calling the defense at one point. He took it back. So it's not written on tablets of stone here. So I don't know.
Because 2 years it's been Sean Payton's offense.
Right.
In 2 years it hasn't been good enough. The running backs, the tight ends, and even the receivers, it hasn't been good enough. We need more from the offense. We need more explosiveness. You want to know why? Because at some point, you're going to have to pay that man Bo Nix, who we all believe is the franchise quarterback. That means that the resources around him are going to start to kind of go down the drain because you don't have enough money to pay everybody. So right now is the best
I don't know about down the drain. I don't know.
That's true.
Because you got to draft well, and I think they have. I think they have.
But also, it has to be on display. You have to show it.
Right.
But overall, like I've seen 2 years, and it hasn't been good enough.
Yeah. And he's got to know. He knows.
You would think.
He knows. He knows. And hopefully he is open and receptive to the idea that maybe that era of your coaching life could be coming to a close or just a different version of it. Just a different version of it. And I wonder, if Sean Payton has someone in his circle that he respects at the highest level.
Who? He's firing everybody. Or people are taking jobs.
Yeah.
Like, who would that be? Davis Webb?
What about like on a call with Parcells? He talks to Bill Parcells all the time.
He does.
And I wonder if, he brings this up with Parcells and Parcells can maybe share something from his own career of like, hey, like this is not a sign of weakness here, bud. Like you're the head coach. You can take it back from Davis Webb if that turns out to be the case. You can do a hybrid. You can do a lot of stuff, and again, I don't know who that would be. Obviously Joe Lombardi's been at his right-hand man for 15 years and he just sent him packing. So maybe Lombardi brought it up and Sean didn't like it.
He sent him packing.
But I don't know. Sometimes like the right friend that you have a massive amount of respect for, or the right mentor says something in a certain way that
hits your ears.
Yeah.
The right way to want to change the way you think.
Yeah.
It's a pride thing at the end of this. Like for Sean to say, I'm going to give up play calling duties. But like we just got done talking about, Sean, you can always take it back. But if you hire this man, Davis Webb, Like,
why are you hiring him?
Exactly. Make him earn his money.
Right. Everyone wants this guy.
Yes.
Everyone wants this guy, and he's your guy. And if you want him here, use him. You know, and maybe that's just more influence on the game plan. You know, maybe it's having him come up with the first 15. I don't know. Something. But you're right. It's been 2 years. You're bottom 4 in going 3 and out. You were bottom 3 going 3 and out last year. Up until December, they were leading the league in punts. You know, so he knows in his heart of hearts that it's not good enough. They were in the postseason because of mostly the defense. And it's his side of the ball, so he's got to get it straightened out. He does. And so now you start all over.
Sean has said that best. You flip the puzzle pieces back over and you restart.
Yeah, he was asked earlier in the week about like taking the next step. Like, hey, you got to this point, like the next step. And he did not want to hear that phrase.
Man, I will not use that word, take the next step. We go back to the start of the race. Like every 32 teams has to go back and go meet their parents, eat their oranges, and get ready to start again. Like that's really important. Now, we do that with more resources. We do that without dead cap. We do that with a foundation in place. We do that with optimism and confidence from the journey we've been on. And I think that's important.
It is important. It is important because as much as he will say, hey, go all the way back to the starting gun.
Yeah.
You know, you are going to be just fundamentally more built up, ready to win.
You're in better shape.
You're in much better shape.
Way better shape than somebody like the Raiders. You know, they're trying to look for a quarterback. They're trying to look for offensive linemen. And you have the core put together, the offensive line that's still intact. All right, you have the defense that's coming back. You may even have your defensive coordinator in Vance Joseph coming back. Bo Nix is young. He's your franchise quarterback. He will heal from his ankle injury and come back. And you have to add, of course, a couple pieces, tied in, a running back, some more depth behind the receiving room, some more depth on the defense. But you're in great shape. And like Sean just said, you have more cap space. You can be aggressive during free agency. All right, everybody is going to want to be here because of what you guys have built, the quarterback that you have, you know, the resources. So it's a great start that the Denver Broncos have now. They got to go out there and execute.
Yeah, you got to go do it. And we have to keep in mind that the Broncos were 14-3, but they were not a dominant team. They set the NFL record in the literal sense for the most one-possession wins. And football is a tricky game with an oblong ball, and it takes certain bounces. So the Broncos, him saying you got to start all over, it's such a, it's
low blow.
It does feel like it.
It's like, damn, here we go again, like a long off season. Then it's a long season with 17 games.
Yeah, and this is from a team and organization that wasn't expected to be in the position that they were in. Now you can say Sean did, and that's true, but like this is not like when you think of a team like Buffalo. For 4 years in a row, you get to that point, you lose, and then it's starting all over again. You know who it's kind of like? The Avalanche. The Avalanche. Since 2022, you're in a position to win multiple cups and widen a footprint in NHL history, and you get to that point and you lose, and to start all back over when the expectation is a championship, you know, it's
that's why we can't say they're being bored right now, because there's so much they're playing for still. Like, they're games. You have to win them.
You're talking about the Avs?
The Avs.
Yes, yeah.
And with the Denver Broncos, yes, you're restarting the season. You have to start strong. Start fast, finish strong. That's what we say here. They have to go out there and do it again. And you're going to be missing a couple players. Maybe Jaquan McMillan's not there defensively. Yeah. Maybe John Franklin Myers is not there.
Alex Singleton, right?
You have to fill these voids, but they're big voids to fill because of what they bring to the table, or they brought to the table, right? Their leadership. So it's going to be a different ball game. It's going to be a different season. But at the end of the day, they have to get to a Super Bowl. That's the goal now.
All right. Can we put our finger on what led to one of the most let down seasons in recent Bronco memory? That's next.
The Broncos have fired offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi.
We take the next step today.
With a rising star like Davis Webb waiting in the wings, is Sean Payton clearing the path to keep his talented QB coach in Denver? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What is up, guys? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And guys, it's a brand new year. And I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question. And if that is the case, you know you need a diamond. And you know where you can get that diamond from? Williams Jewelers. Okay, let me tell you this. You're going to save time and money by going to them. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a milestone, or finally doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it all begins. This new year, imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their surface is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
Progressive Insurance knows pets, and one of the biggest differences between people and pets is that we don't eat things off the floor. But dogs definitely will, and it makes them so happy, no matter what it looks like, smells like, or what state of decomposition it's in. We all want to go through life that carefree, and that's also why you should get Progressive Pet Insurance, because they eat things off the floor. So protect your pet from all the questionable life decisions they make. You know where they drink from when you're gone, right? Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
Finding excuses to not do your taxes? Unsure where to start? Sounds like you may be suffering from FOMO, the fear of messing up. The cure? Filing your federal and state taxes for free using TurboTax on Credit Karma. All you have to do is start and finish filing on your own in the Credit Karma app by February 28th. Just keep in mind, this offer is available only if you didn't file with TurboTax last year. It's time to break free from your fear of messing up. Start filing for free today in the Credit Karma app.
Looking to upgrade your kitchen, laundry room, or outdoor cooking area? Look no further than Mountain High Appliance. I'm Brad Barnett, president of Mountain High Appliance. We have hundreds of appliances hooked up live for a true try-before-you-buy experience, plus professional delivery and installation. Our price match guarantee ensures you receive the best deal, and special financing options make your purchase affordable. When it's time for new appliances, think Mountain High Appliance.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code PLAN to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money, so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code PLAN to borrow up to $10,000. Use code PLAN to borrow up to $10,000.
Men, the new year is here, and if you're like many of us, you're ready to improve your health. But if you're feeling low energy, not sleeping well, or not seeing results in the gym, keeping that resolution can be tough. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if those symptoms sound familiar, we can likely help. They often point to low testosterone, and treating low T is what we do. But this year, we're also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring growth hormone peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more, designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. With our low T treatments combined with our body composition programs, most men notice real improvements: more energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and often a renewed sex drive as well. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or visit Rocky Mountain PaytonMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we'd love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
New year, new you, new. It's January at Castle Rock Autoplex, and we're exhausted from all these amazing deals. Get it? Exhausted? Ford, Chevy, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram. We've got more choices than you've got resolutions you're about to break. Why hit the gym when you can hit the lot? That new car smell burns 0 calories, but feels way better. Castle Rock Autoplex, where your New Year's resolution's finally one you'll keep. Beep, beep, baby. Let's do this.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU Hockey skates with Minnesota Duluth with pregame starting at 6:30. Saturday morning on ESPN Denver 1600, DU Lacrosse faces Cleveland State with pregame starting at 11:30, followed by CSU basketball starting at 7. On 104.3 HD3, DU basketball faces Omaha with pregame starting at 1:30, followed by DU hockey skating with Minnesota Duluth in Game 2 starting at 5:30.
104.3 The Fan. We are Denver Sports.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, bottom half of hour number 4 here on a Friday. Appreciate you guys rocking with us, man. I want to talk about, man, can we put our finger on what led to one of the most let down seasons in recent Bronco memory? You know, when you talk about like expectations contrasted with actual results and production, this past summer, Broncos country was going crazy, really in the spring.
Yeah.
When Evan Ingram signed with the Broncos. And for a second, we were fearful because he left the facility, and we thought he was going to sign with the Chargers and be in the AFC West. And, you know.
We're like, oh, my God, like, what did we just do here, Sean? You better get your butt on that plane and go get him. He comes back. He signs.
Yeah, does the Joker gif. You know, Sean Payton went on and on about just the matchup nightmare that this Joker can be. And he painted that picture.
He did.
He painted that picture that we talk about, that Vance Joseph talked about. And
he fooled all of us on that one, didn't he?
Well, I don't know who fooled who. I don't know who fooled who here. Because you have a guy in Evan Ingram that, one, it never materialized at all. Never. No. And he had one good game all year. Literally.
That's insane to think. 17 games plus the playoffs.
Well, 16 for him because he missed one game.
Yeah, okay, so 16 games plus the playoffs.
Yep, so 17 total.
And
one good game against Washington. And that didn't come until overtime, right?
Yeah, overtime. He had that big-time play. I thought he was going to score. He did not score, but he set up the touchdown for R.J. Harvey. So, like, that was his big moment with the Denver Broncos so far.
Yeah, and if I told our audience in the month of August, and I said, hey, guys, I just want to, like, let you know something, let you down easy here in advance, I've been to the future. Evan Ingram this year will play 16 regular season games, 2 playoff games.
Yeah.
Right? And he'll have one more touchdown than I did.
I'm going to say, holler at me when you're sober. You must have had you a good night.
And that's somehow the reality. And his only touchdown was scored back on week 5. And he was the third or fourth read on a play right around the 4-yard line where he was able to stretch out, use every inch of his body, and get that nose across the end zone.
Against Philly.
So, wow.
So who's to blame? Who do you want to put the blame on, Z? Isn't that what everybody wants to do? You know, we don't get to the Super Bowl. It's Sean Payton's fault. It's Sean Payton's fault that he's speaking out of line with Bo Nix. Sean Payton's pointing at Lombardi saying it's your fault. That's why your ass is getting fired. Like, everybody's just pointing fingers.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Who's the fall guy now?
I think that it's there is a little bit on Sean. There is also a little bit on Bo.
Okay.
Right? Him and Bo's connection just wasn't there this year. He had the walk-in touchdown where Bo tried to bounce pass it to him. Can't do that.
No,
wrong sport. Yeah. And so there's a little blame there for each of those parties, but ultimately the biggest slice of blame pie, in my opinion, goes to Evan Ingram himself.
I'm not going to sit here and have too much pushback with that because I've always say players make plays, players win games. And there was opportunities for Evan Ingram to catch the ball and he would drop the ball. There's opportunities for Evan Ingram to open up and he did not do that. Now, like you said, Bo Nix overthrew him a couple times. Do I think that Sean Payton put together a great game plan every week for the man? No. And I think he thinks the same way. He wishes that he would be the first or second read, all right, in a play call. He wishes that he could get down the middle of the field, which that's what Sean loves to do, correct? Isn't that what Sean's looking for, a quarterback that can hit the middle of the field? Isn't that something that Russell Wilson could not do?
Correct.
Well, you get rid of him, you bring in Bo Nix. You have Evan Ingram, this big body, fast receiver / tight end type of guy, and you don't use him in the middle of the field, but when you do, you see a little bit more of him, right? You see him cross across the field against the Chargers in the last game for a big-time play, against the Commanders, across the field on the option route for a big-time play, but you didn't see that often.
No.
So I think for Sean, it's like, what do you have to do to get him going? Hit the middle of the field with this man. Make him be the first or second read in the progression. Help him out because you're paying him a lot of money not to use him.
Yeah, well, here was Evan Ingram when asked about his contributions.
A lot of the stuff, that was different, is out of my control. I can only do with do the most with the opportunities that I get. And there are times where I had opportunities, there are times where they were a little slim. But yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things I learned is, always staying in the moment, being ready for when my number's called. Like I said, I do feel like I've made a lot of big plays this year that put us in great spots and help the team and whatever. So yeah, there were some tough moments in there. I felt like I wanted to always contribute more. Every week I wanted to contribute to the team. But yeah, a lot of that stuff is out of my control, and I kind of had to stop trying to figure out what that was and just focus on what I was asked to do.
It sounds like he just had a really frustrating season.
Yeah.
He is not taking much accountability. It sounds like he was saying, like, hey, this, it's out of my control. It's out of my control. At a certain point, I have to stop worrying about what it was, why I'm not being involved more, and just have to.
Do you think he was involved enough? 2 years, $23 million, $16 million guaranteed, the Joker. You go back with Sean Payton when he had someone like Jimmy Graham and what Jimmy Graham was able to do with his opportunity. I mean, he was dicing everybody out.
It felt like there was more of a disconnect than just like scheme.
Yeah.
And we remember the one Sunday where they were getting into it. Like beyond just tension within a game, where Sean Payton says, like, I'm a big body language guy. And that was like kind of like its own little shot at Evan Ingram.
I think that's when it really started. After that, I mean, Evan Ingram didn't get really involved. Every once in a while he would, but not like consistently.
Well, I don't want to act like he didn't get 76 targets this year.
17 games.
76. He played 16.
16.
So 76 divided by 16, you're getting 5 targets a game.
But we know that sometimes he was getting 1 target a game, 2 targets a game. then he would have one where he had 9, 8 or 9. I think that was the Commanders game. So it's when you put the stats up like that, it's like you're getting 5 targets a game. But you're really not.
You really are, though.
Come on, go through it.
4, 2, 7, 6, 6, 8, 4, 3, 5, 5, 9, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4.
Okay, so you're telling us a $23 million guy, you're going to get 3 targets and that's it.
Well, in one game he had 3. Yes, you're right. Another game he had 2. But there was games he had 7. 8.
Yeah, but when you look at those targets, were they down the middle of the field? Were they stretching the field?
Not enough of them. They were mostly like little underneath stuff and like
or screens.
Screen stuff, yeah.
Which we're horrible with. I don't know why.
I can't.
Denver Broncos are bad at screens. It's I can go out there and teach them some screen game. And I'm probably not good at it.
Well, neither are they. So, yeah, I don't know. It just never materialized.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Year number 2, he's got $16.5 million guaranteed. They're not going to move on from him.
They're staying put.
Yeah, more than likely, unless it'll be a curveball because you're not saving a ton on the cap. But we'll see what it actually looks like here moving forward. All right, what did we learn today in Denver sports? Man, we learned a lot when it came to one really, really important category. That's next.
Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Denver Sports 1043 to stay up to date on all your local teams. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan.
Hey, men, let me ask you something. When was the last time you woke up and actually felt rested? Not dragging, not hitting snooze 3 times, not reaching for that extra cup of coffee just to get moving. If that sounds familiar, you might be dealing with low testosterone. A lot of guys don't realize it, but starting in your early 30s, your testosterone drops 2 to 3% every year. It's slow, it's gradual, and before you know it, you're putting on weight, your sex drive is down, your workouts aren't producing results, and that brain fog just won't go away. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic specializes in treating low T, and they've helped tens of thousands of men across Colorado get their energy, focus, and confidence back. And this year, they're taking things even further with 4 targeted body composition programs featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more. These plans are designed to boost metabolism, enhance recovery, increase energy, and accelerate fat loss. Most men who start treatment notice real changes within weeks. Better sleep, stronger workouts, clearer thinking, and yes, a sex drive that returns in a big way. If you think this could be you, go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com, take the 2-minute low T quiz, then schedule a consult. They'll draw your blood. They'll have the results within 30 minutes. The appointment is just $99, and if you start treatment that day, your visit's free. 5 Colorado locations. Call 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here, and I've learned to grind through injuries and keep moving forward. But now that grind is becoming a breakdown. If you're ignoring joint pain, you're just waiting for a surgery you don't want. At Regenerex, they use your body's own biology, like stem cells, PRP, shockwave therapy, to repair the damage and get you back in the game. They focus on regenerating the joints, not just masking the symptoms. So you need to give my guys over at Regenerex a call today and schedule a free consultation. The number is 303-630-9770 or visit regenerex.co.
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Still haven't filed your taxes? Hey, you're not the only one. A lot of good people fall behind. But here's the thing. The longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties stack up. Interest piles on. The letters get more aggressive. None of it magically disappears. It's why I always tell folks, call my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions. These are not generalists. They don't dabble in tax problems. They live in this world. Resolving IRS issues is all they do. Maybe you're 1 year behind. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you've got unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies, or you're just losing sleep wondering what the IRS is going to do next. Their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, talk to the IRS for you, stop the stress, and start putting a real plan in place. And listen, waiting never makes it better. Every day you delay is another day the IRS gets to tighten the screws. One quick call to Advanced Tax Solutions, that could be the start of a quick resolution. So take control of your tax situation before the IRS does. Reach out to Advanced Tax Solutions today and breathe again.
New deals, new wheels. AutoNation's New Year, New Wheels event is going on now. Drive any new or used vehicle 0 down and 0 payments for 90 days. Save thousands on Toyotas, Fords, Hondas, Chevys, Mercedes-Benz, and more. 0 down and 0 payments for 90 days. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation store today or AutoNation.com. On select models with approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase and deferred payments. See store for details.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. Now, when Team USA is on, you can almost see the moment when the kid starts believing, hey, I could be next. Now, while Xfinity can't guarantee that, they can guarantee something super important. That's your internet price won't change for 5 years. No contracts, no commitments. So, while your kid's ordering online or streaming highlight reels, your Xfinity internet price won't change. It will not budge. And who knows, by the time the next Winter Olympics roll around, your kid could be getting fitted for their very own Team USA uniform. And guess what? You'll be paying the same price for reliable Wi-Fi. And there's even more to enjoy with Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 10 years. That's a $10.99 value each month. Xfinity, imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto-paid with stored bank account. Taxes, fees, extras. Actual speeds may vary.
DU men's basketball hits the hardwood in Hamilton January 31st at 2 p.m. The Omaha Mavericks come to Denver for a battle to the top of the Summit League, pack the house, and create a home court advantage.
Kinsey step back three connects. Lost the defender with a jab step and able to put it in. Love his energy.
Purchase your tickets online at denverpioneers.com. See you Saturday the 31st.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment here on a Friday. What did we learn today in Denver sports? Well, on this Friday, in this segment, we learned something glorious. It was glorious. The seas parted. And walking out of those parted seas with his staff.
Is that a bird? Is it a plane?
Is the man who has already led the Nuggets through the desert.
Here you go.
It's the Denver sports king. Bend the knee. Nikola Jokic returning tonight.
Woo-wee.
Man, we were told he wasn't going to be reevaluated till next week. And what an awesome piece of news.
They must not have told that to Jokic.
No.
Just us.
This is definitely his call.
It has to be.
With a franchise player in the NBA, they tell you when they're ready. As long as they're cleared.
Yeah,
for
sure.
And I think he may have been cleared for he was moving great. In those pregame videos, I'm like, this is how he normally looks. Me personally, and I hope I'm dead wrong on this. But I think you might see a Nuggets team that's just a little bit disjointed tonight.
It makes sense. You know, with our formula, Zach, what we talked about before, when you add a superstar. Now, this isn't some superstar. This is Jokic we're talking about. But these players have been playing without him for a very long time.
Yeah.
And been able to have a 10-6 record without Jokic. All right, you have Jamal Murray playing the best basketball of his career, looking good, looking healthy. You have Payton Watson, Mr. Watson, coming out of nowhere. So he's been having the opportunities to take shots that he's probably not going to get. That Jokic is now Jokic is back. So what does that look like?
I think it's going to be a process. You know, according to Adelman, he's going to start. He will be on a minutes restriction. We don't know the minute total. But yeah, this is you're like just like you had to discover how to play without Jokic for the first time. This is the most time he has ever missed in his career, what he is coming out of right now. But now you're going to have to rediscover how to play with him for the first time in a month. And I think that could be a process. And you're not playing the Washington Generals. You're playing the hottest team in basketball. You're playing the Los Angeles Clippers.
Yeah.
And if you're not a hardcore NBA fan and you're just looking at the standings and you see Clippers, are the Clippers good? 22 wins, 24 losses? Okay, they stink. No. The Clippers are the hottest team in the NBA. They are 9-1 in their last 10. They are 17-3 in their last 20. And Kawhi Leonard is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, one of, I believe, 3 players ever to be a finals MVP for 2 different organizations, along with LeBron James and I believe Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He is actually having the best year he's ever had right now.
That's crazy to think. The man's getting older.
At 34. He is playing the best basketball of his career. So this was a team that after 27 games, I can't believe this is real. After 27 games, the Clippers were 6-21.
Down and out.
And now they're 2 games below 500. They've been on a heater. So I'm not going to lie. I'm just expecting growing pains tonight. And in fact, I'll just say, I think the Clippers are going to win tonight.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. It's not going to shock me if the Clippers win. They're like you just got done saying.
Hope
they're
I'm
the
wrong.
hottest team in the NBA. The other thing is, what is someone like Jokic going to bring to the table defensively? Right? You haven't been out there. You're out of shape. You have to play both sides of the court. We know we need you for offense, but also defensively, what are you going to do out there, especially with the Clippers being able to shoot the three-point shot? So it's going to be interesting to see, man. And I just want to see how it looks.
Yep.
Does Jokic go for a triple-double?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so because of the minute restriction and because stylistically and matchup-wise, Zubac no one stops Jokic. You can only hope to slow him down, and Zubac guards Jokic just about as good as anyone in the NBA, and he might be the best at it. So because of all that, and I'm expecting, again, just go through the process. And I really like the fact that you have a game with Jokic prior to the Oklahoma City game on Sunday night.
That's the big one.
Which is going to be just a massive matchup. And my guess is that it'll be the most non-holiday watched NBA game of the season.
I mean, because Jokic is back.
Jokic is back. It's a rematch of the past 2 champions. It's a rematch of the last year's second round. It's Sunday night. Americans are home on Sunday night. I talk about that a lot with ratings. And the game's on network TV, not on cable. So Margaret Bye in Buffalo, New York, she can watch it on NBC if she wants to. So I can't wait. I can't wait for this game tonight. We're also hearing Adelman on the team-owned radio station said that Christian Brown and Cam Johnson are expected back before the All-Star break. That is incredibly encouraging. So you get the bad news with AG yesterday that he's going to be out for the next month and a half with a hamstring again. But some good news on the injury front today with the return of Jokic and hopefully CB and Cam Johnson coming back real soon.
We shall see. Jokic. See if you can get a triple-double. Tim Hardaway Jr.
How about him last night? He was
7
so
threes.
fun.
25 points.
Unbelievable.
Can you do it again?
Unbelievable. All right, we'll see how it all shakes out. Guys, thanks for rocking with us. Have a great weekend. Be kind to one another. We'll be back on Monday. It's Denver Sports Tonight with Mike Rice and Dante Gomez coming up next.
Follow us on X at DEN Sports 1043 for up-to-the-minute information and opinions on all things Denver sports. Also, we can still call it Twitter, right? Denver Sports 1043 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
Febreze. New Febreze Air Mist has 50% more odor fighters and up to 30% more fragrance than the old formula. So now you can take on 100% more stinky odors, like sweaty gym bags, greasy cooking smells, and the after effects of the dog rolling around in something. Just spray, and new Febreze Air instantly restores just clean freshness. Smell you later, odor. Breathe happy, Febreze, la la la.
This year's tax changes. Better not get caught snoozing. Miss one deduction, lose thousands. Not amusing.
Big tax changes can mean bigger refunds at Jackson Hewitt. And right now, get $100